Nobody, no crime. Well, not on my time. Eyes are watching, giving victims a voice. Raise your voice from Delphi to Camden, and there will be no more botching. We might not be Dateline, but come along if you want a great time. Grab yourself a glass of wine, and let's talk some true crime. And hey, you'll even have an alibi if you collect evidence in red Solo cups. If your expert says it just did, you might have a problem. We might not be Dateline, but come along if you want a great time. Grab yourself a glass of wine, and let's talk some true crime. And hey, you'll even have an
Hello, everyone. How are we today? Sorry, I was late. Full transparency, my wallpaper back here decided to not stick. I think the walls are too textured and it's just not sticking on there. So I had to do a little Italian engineering really fast just to make it doable for right now, and I'll have to figure out something later, or go back to the other side of my office that I used to do it on. So anyways, I am late. You guys are not. Thank you for being here. I have not been on in a little while. I got back from Boston and had to catch up on some work and all of that I missed, and was just kind of enjoying the fact that she was not guilty. And so we are back and we are here, and it is a Friday night, and I'm so glad that you guys are here with me. If you're watching on X, I'm trying to get my views up. So if you wouldn't mind going to YouTube and watching on there, it would help me out. That would be amazing. Everyone like this video and subscribe if you are not. Thank you so much. So how is everyone doing? I know we've had a week and some really good shows to kind of decompress everything and enjoy the victory. And so I have been enjoying that and watching some shows myself. We've had some really good breakdowns. It is good to see everyone. Hello, Emily. I got to meet, that was another thing that was so cool, is when I went up there, I got to meet everyone that I have met and have been able to do like fundraisers with, like Maza. I was able to meet him, Emily C, and so many of you guys that are here in the chat at the courthouse and in the courtroom. And it was really cool because I felt like I knew these people already, but then, being able to meet them in person in real life was awesome. But it felt like we'd known each other forever anyways. So that was amazing. And I was lucky enough to be able to go up there. Booked my tickets a little in advance. So I wasn't sure of the trial, when it would end, when it would not end, but it ended up perfect and was able to be there. I was a little late on the first day due to TSA lines were like 4.5 hours. And I felt like it was just crazy. They were nuts. They weren't moving. We were just stuck. And had I not been able to get in a different line, I would have missed my flight and missed the whole first day. So I got really lucky and was able to be there a little late, but not too bad. So KY Maverick is here. I got to meet this guy who does awesome posts and got to sit next to him for a lot of a lot of the testimony, and it was awesome to meet him in person. We were courtroom buddies. So that was amazing. If you're not following KY Maverick, Kentucky Maverick, on Twitter, you're missing out. So go give him a follow. He also came down from Kentucky to support Kelsey and to be there in person. So that was amazing. He drove. So props to you. I did not. I flew. So this guy really, he went out of his way to be there, which was amazing. So yeah, we all got to see the amazing not guilty verdict. I think we all knew that was coming, especially after the lack of evidence that they put forth. But today we're going to talk a little bit about what you didn't see on the live streams, what was going on outside of the courtroom, or really what was going on in the courtroom that you didn't get to see. And a lot of you were there. I got to meet so many awesome people, but for those of you who were just tuned into the live streams, whether it be Melanie Little, Defense Diaries, Court TV, Baker, you didn't get to see all the stuff that people who were there were picking up on. And I know you've heard a lot of it, but some of it you haven't. I've specifically waited to kind of share it today with some of you who weren't there. So we are going to get into that. I would show some things on a screen that I don't know how to share exactly, but I have not mastered that yet. So might be using my phone for some of them, and we can always go back and share it once I get better with StreamYard. But yes, Glam, the antis are definitely still losing their mind. It's kind of pathetic. I mean, what are we doing? You have no reason to not think Kelsey's innocent, other than it's the same people who are supporting her that supported Karen. Like, really get a life, basically. So yes, they are definitely losing their mind still. So the first thing, first of all, Emily C, she was a lifesaver because the place that I was staying at was right next to the courthouse, literally like a couple hundred feet. And I couldn't check in, and my roommate for the week was not able to check in until after the proceedings. So I had this suitcase, but nowhere to put it. So Emily C was a lifesaver. She's like, text me when you get there and I'll meet you outside and you can throw your bag in my car. So we did that. Huge lifesaver, and was able to drop that off for the day. So I didn't have to lug it around the courtroom. And one of the first things that I was greeted by was just amazing people. Like, people up there who I've heard were fantastic, who have literally been there to support, been at the fundraisers, giving their hard-earned money. We're all there, and just so kind and so welcoming and just amazing. As Emily is reminding me, we walked up on, even before we got in the courtroom, on Justin's dad and sister, Ashley. And they were out there. Of course, we knew them. I don't know that they knew us. It was Ashley Glamma, the blonde one, the one that allegedly has some issues. Allegedly. Sorry, guys. I just got in from work, so you don't get the cute makeup version. You just get the version you get today, the thirsty one for Sprite. So anyways, yes, it was the blonde sister. Yeah, blow up doll Courtney. Yes, that one, Zach. The ones that were in Tom CPU's videos. I don't know if this was the exact same moment that they were allegedly watching the videos. I don't know that that was the case. I think that might have just been the audio in the car, but again, I don't know. Didn't do any deep dives into it. They were coming out of the courtroom, and then Emily told me kind of what went on with them getting removed from the courtroom for being in there and being subpoenaed. So apparently they didn't get the memo, or just didn't care about the memo, because they do what they want. No one's used to telling them no, so they had to be kind of kicked out again, like, hey, you're sequestered, you can't be in here. So I missed all of that, but it ended up being able to see them when they were coming out of the courthouse from that incident. And so that was a nice, like, hey, here you are, here's the Elayans. So we got that. And so the next thing that I noticed, we were kind of waiting for our line to be able to get into the courtroom. She had great support. All of you guys came out and showed up. Um, well, good thing because the DA's office, the Andover North, the North Andover Police Department were also in full force. They were there. It was very clear that they had a plan from the beginning to be there, whether it was a genuine plan to want to support Noonan or what I like to um, think of it as a very contrived plan to come and be there because they knew that Kelsey had support from supporters in the community and just from a great support network with her family and friends that all came out for her. They knew and they were all there. Me and Emily C were standing right by the courtroom door to get in because it was packed house. I mean, we had the openings and all of that. So we, of course, didn't want to miss out. So we had the earphones. Emily had one earphone. I had one earphone in, and we turned on Melanie Little to listen to what was going on. But as we were doing that, there was cops there. And I guess because it's an older courthouse, a small courthouse, they were waiting to be called by the prosecution. And they were standing up there. We didn't know that at first. And so I said something to Emily C, and I was like, who are these guys? Not getting good energy from them. And then one of them got called in the courtroom as the first witness there. And we knew that, yeah, in fact, they were cops that had something to do with the case. And then it kind of, as they started calling them, you could see that they were calling them kind of in order of being in the house that day. So we kind of picked up on that energy right away. And so we waited until someone got up. There was no save seats there. So when someone got up to whatever the case may be to use the restroom, that seat was fair game. But we were needing 2 seats. So we just kind of hung out and watched and listened to Melanie. So that was a cool thing. As we're doing this, it is a very like open courthouse. Imagine like a big round or oval in the middle of the courthouse. So you had from the stairs downstairs where you came in, a huge open area where you would walk upstairs or take an elevator. Courthouse or the courtroom was on the 2nd floor. The 3rd floor, you could see to the 3rd floor and the little like stairrail, or not stairrail, the guardrail that would keep you from falling. You could see up to that 3rd floor. The 3rd floor was the DA's office. So that was where there was a lot of activity. And so you had all of the people that worked for the prosecutor's office, probably 20 or so cops, cops from mostly North Andover. There were some there, I guess, from Lawrence that some people recognized that were local. And they were all up there. So we were kind of just listening in our earbuds and watching the courtroom. And you had Kelsey's dad and her parents that were not allowed to be in there strategically by the prosecution out there on the other side of the hallway or the other side of the guardrails, just having to sit there and not being able to watch any of the proceedings, hear any of them, any of that. And so I just, that must have been beyond frustrating for them, and having talked to them, I know it was torture. So we're just kind of noticing the things. We have the obviously the officers standing there. One of them, very like young looking. We didn't know like who these, we didn't have all the information as far as what they look like and the names that we were provided like on the court document. So we didn't know necessarily who they were until they called them. So as we're waiting, we see people upstairs at this 3rd floor DA's office area literally watching on their phones. Like, I don't know who they were watching, but obviously some of the news stations down there, they had people in there, they had their cameras out. So it could have just very well been like a local channel that was live streaming. And we had 2 cops that were up there kind of just holding their phone, standing over the guardrail. And it was like, okay, you came to the courthouse to literally just watch on your phone. And it was quite obvious what they're doing. So like I said in a very low, quiet voice to Emily, like, cops are just up there watching on their phone. Like, I wonder if they're testifying, because obviously you don't know who's being called, and just very like soft, like very to her, like no one else, like, very like quiet. And one of the officers that we now know wasn't called for the trial, but he's like a school like resource like officer who was sequestered, inserted himself into the conversation and was very quick to jump in and be like, "They're not sequestered." And I'm just like, "Dude, no one was talking to you. Like, you're across the way, like, and I'm very quiet, like, not trying to let anyone know, like, what I'm saying." So anyways, he had really good hearing and decided to jump into our conversation. So that at that point, I just literally was like, "Oh, they just came here to watch on their phone?" Oh, SRO. Yes, exactly. And he's like, "Yeah, just like you guys." And I was like, "Oh, except we're actually at the courtroom door waiting for a seat to be in there, like we didn't just get dressed to come up to the courthouse with our buddies just to watch it and make a public stance that we're here and we're watching it on our phones. Like, yeah, cool, except you don't know us, so maybe don't tell me what I'm doing or what she's doing. Maybe mind your business, hush your mouth, and listen for your name to be called because you're obviously being in there at some point." Anyway, yeah, he looked very young. We were like, "What is happening?" And so we're waiting for him to get called. He never gets called. We end up getting in the courtroom. Mind you, like there's just nonstop action up on the third floor at the DA's office. Hello, meatball. Um, so we hello, blessed Texas. Um, so we are just waiting there to be let in. We ended up getting in, and we're kind of like already like this guy needs to mind his own business. So we're waiting to hear him be called so we can kind of put him, a face with the name. So that never ended up happening, at least the first day. So we're like, okay. Then the second day we see him out there again and all of that. Um, and ended up he never was called, and I don't know what he was going to test to. It seems like just from kind of scrolling their social media and everything else, like it seems like he just appears, this guy. I don't know what he does. Like he obviously has been there for like a little time, like a few years, but he's a very young guy. And um so we don't know. I don't know. I don't know exactly what his deal is, but he's an SRO, and then he just appears at other places. So he apparently just appeared at some point at Kelsey's house that night, but he didn't end up being recalled. So I don't think he really had anything of significant value to add to anything that they already didn't have. Anyways, but anyways, he was there for like 3 days just standing outside in the one spot. He was, like, very ready, like, "Put me in, coach. Let's go." They ended up not, and so he was just on the injured reserve, I guess. So, anyways, to that guy, mind your business. And, anyways, so we saw him. He still came other days, and was there for, like, closings, I believe. Anyways, we got in the courtroom and then we were able to kind of observe and everything. And little did we know that we were getting the Alayans and Noonan on that first day. It was like a bang bang. Um, so it was quite the interesting turn of events. We weren't ready for it. At least I wasn't ready for it. So we had Justin and the sister. Both of them came off like they did on the live stream, just like, kind of the robots, like over rehearsed. It was just, I don't know really what they were there for other than to try and attempt to dirty up Kelsey, which didn't work. Like, there was stuff they tried to get into that was objected to, and that the judge was like, no, move along. This trial is about the shooting, not about the drama that Justin lied about and put into court documents. So it was very interesting just to see how the dynamic was of him. Like, I know for Justin, he was very, like, nervous. I mean, he didn't move. Like, just didn't move. Like, his hands were like this, like, on the thing. He was just like he looked like deer in the headlights. When they went to a sidebar, I, like, made eye contact with him one time, and then he was just like he was creepy. Like, he was checking out the court. There was a very pretty court officer, court bailiff. He was checking her out a few times. Just I just notice stuff. Like, I'm very much like focusing on people's body language, the things they're doing, things they're not doing. And he was, as you would expect, creepy, but also like scared to death. And then on, you know, cross, he got a whole lot less like, and you could just see like he was shifting, didn't know what to do, looking around, like he was scared to death. And so, anyways, it was quite a first day. And then we had Noonan and Courtney was like, "Why? I mean, why are you lying? Why are you lying, Courtney? You're on camera. Like the surveillance videos picked up that there was no officer that let you in that house. Like, why are we dying on that hill?" So, like, the courtroom was very just enthralled with that. Now, in the courtroom, there was a number of other officers, people that I didn't even know were officers at that point. Some that you could very plainly tell were officers. I don't know, maybe about 10 to 12 the first day, and then it just kept increasing. But these were officers that literally, I mean, we had very strict bailiffs. If at least that first day or two, they were on it. If someone spoke, they were like quiet. If there was anything, they were on top of it. And so I mean, they were on it. And these officers did not think that the rules applied to them. A lot of them were texting. Especially as the days progressed, they got more and more comfortable in there and were like, yeah, we'll do whatever the F we want to do. So it was very interesting. And then there was one lady officer that was in there who some of the court watchers dubbed Officer Spanks. She came really professional, guys. She came with like a booty dress on, like up to her butt. And just took off her shoes, just had like bare feet, like in the courtroom, just really just letting it loose, like letting it hang. And then apparently I missed this, but was told about it by several people. Like hello, Allison. I got to meet Allison, guys, our popcorn queen for the fundraisers. She is fantastic and just an absolute sweetheart. She brought victory cookies, guys, on the day of the verdict, and they worked. And they were delicious. So she is wonderful. I got to meet her, so it was wonderful. So apparently, Officer Spanks, who we now know is like one of the other only women who, yes, Glam, you could see the Spanks because it was like her dress was so short, like, but she had it was just odd. And you think too, like these officers, they know courtroom attire, they knew courtroom behaviors. These are officers that you get training on that. So it's like, what are we doing? Like this is not a cute look. Anyways, so apparently she had to just adjust, you know, her lady areas up front. And so she just reached in and was just like moving them around. Like my eyes were spared. I didn't see this, but I heard about it. So she was dubbed Officer Spanks. We now know that she is one of the only 3 that was in that appreciation post for Women's Day with Kelsey, Katie, Gerke, and then this lady. So she was real classy, like really classy. Also on her phone, also talking nonstop. Yeah, it was KY. We're gonna get there because yeah, there was a shift. There was a shift in that courtroom. Like, you could tell they were all coming in to show support and make a statement, and then it was I don't even remember if it was that afternoon or the first morning of the second day. But there was a shift, and I was talking to a lot of the other people who had came to support about, yeah, like we're gonna get there at 7 because like these people are definitely coming in, and it appeared for me, that they wanted to be on the front row, whether that be for intimidation of Courtney because it was, or not Courtney, of Kelsey right behind Kelsey's table. Now Noonan had a everyone had a bench. So there was Kelsey's bench for her family, which only at the max sits 4. So that just seemed ridiculous. Anyways, and those were the only saved seats for her family and legal counsel. So theirs was always filled, even though her immediate family was kept out of the courtroom. She had people there from, aunts and uncles and godfathers and sisters and brothers. She had people there nonstop for her support system. And so her bench was always full. Now, I cannot say the same for Noonan's bench. Noonan's family did come for part of it, but not for all of it. And so his bench was filled up maybe half the time. And then they started filling it with just cops. And the bailiff said something several times, like, you can't sit here. And he was like, we were told to sit here. And she allowed it. You know, what are you going to do? So that started being filled up then. I guess it didn't look great, you know, for their family victim area to not be filled. So it was very clear that there was a shift that happened to where the officers started to come and wanted to fill up that front area. Yes, Allison, I will definitely tell you what I heard and what I tweeted about. There's so many things that like I don't even remember because as the day passes, something else happens and you get to something else. But that is one that I will definitely remember. So anyways, there was a shift. So we started trying to fill up the courtroom like even quicker and get there earlier and stuff like that. And by the second day, they had more officers there. I overheard like I don't think a lot of these people knew, you know, and or weren't paying attention to that I was a supporter of Kelsey's. Because like a lot of them were talking like nonstop and pretty loud. So yeah, exactly. Marching orders. They had marching orders, very clear, and then that amped up. Well, anyways, a lot of these officers now, these are officers that I've now, you know, looked at and seen that they, in fact, are North Andover officers. A lot of them do not like Chief Gray, which was surprising to me. I didn't know that like his own officers didn't like him. Well, they don't. And this is something that I haven't shared like publicly yet. So Gray, was not paying any of the officers who were subpoenaed and having to be at that courthouse for whenever they were called. He was not paying them for that. He, in fact, made them take holiday and paid time off to be at that courthouse, which they were required to be at by law. It's part of their job. They get subpoenaed to be on cases, whether it's accident cases, whether it's anything. That's part of their job is testifying in court. And Chief Gray was like, nah, not paying you. So, well, Glam, you might need to tell him that because I heard it straight from the Andover cops that were sitting behind me. And they were like, yep, sounds like him. Sounds like him. So they were not being paid. Houston specifically had to take the leave in order to be able to get paid and use up his holidays. And so they were not surprised and quite vocal about that. So I was shocked to see that his own officers didn't have much respect for him. And this seemed to be very typical for him. At least that's what they were saying. Agreed. As much as I dislike them, it's very shitty. It's part of your job. You got to be there, especially if you're subpoenaed. Like, but apparently they do what they want. So, I mean, and these were officers who, you know, to some spectators were very nice. Other spectators, like the second day, I was getting looks all day. And so it was interesting. It was the dynamic in the courtroom was like, you could cut it with a knife, like the tension in there. It was very interesting. And these guys were not like taking notes. They were just there. And they were there in a way that I can't really describe. Like they were all very invested, but not really even watching necessarily the testimony, just hearing it. A lot of times they had their head down or like looked up and just focused on what they were hearing. It was very weird. And I've been in several like high profile trials and courtrooms and all of that, and it was just a different vibe. So a lot of these guys, for instance, there was one cop who came and entered the courtroom with a beanie on his head. As soon as he got in the courtroom, the bailiff yelled at him and he took it off real quick. Like, you know better than that. What are you doing? You're gonna come in and keep your beanie on? Like, How disrespectful. Like, I don't know. Like, what are we doing up there? But they just apparently do whatever the heck they want, and the rules do not apply to them, and it was, like, infuriating to see that nonstop, like, all week from them. There was as the week progressed, they were texting, they even got told to put their phones away once, and then the one officer who not very nice, this guy, was texting on his Apple Watch then. I mean, they just did whatever the heck they wanted. And it was specifically at a time when one of the witnesses had to leave the stand so that they weren't gonna hear the questions that were gonna be asked of them. It was like a very, like, important part of the trial of, like, not wanting the other side to hear certain things, and they're just texting. So, yeah, exactly, a Judd Welcher move, Emily. So, they just did whatever they wanted to, and it was very much like that, just like you couldn't be trusted, like, they were just being very orchestrated, and, it was going right up to the 3rd floor. So, very interesting. Um, oh, Strange, did you see it? Okay, so Strange was there, I got to meet Strange. If you don't know her, she's the one that always has the really pretty bows in her hair that are purple to, like, show support for Kelsey. I got to meet her, so she saw him too, and he rolled his eyes. Yeah, I mean, these people are not used to being told what to do, and that's another thing, they were there and they were not on duty. So, they don't get any more, like you don't get special treatment, like, people know you're an or a police officer, but not really. These people didn't know, like, the bailiffs were from another town that got brought in, they weren't from that town, so, like, no one knew, and so when they told them no or to do something, they didn't like it, and, these officers, you could tell, very much not used to being told to do anything. They were normal citizens in this capacity, and they didn't like it. So, um, so yes. Yeah, it was a kangaroo court, except, you know, that was stuff you wouldn't pick up on, like, Judge Carp, I loved how he was with everything, and he ran a very, like, fair court in that area of the court, right? But, like, in the spectator gallery, different story, things you're gonna pick up on and see that Carp is never gonna see. Um, so, yes. Yeah, Allison loving the ribbons as well. So yeah, I mean, it was crazy. So anyways, the next day picked up more people, more, they're trying to get in first to fill up the first seats where I guess you could see people on the live stream and whatever. So it was very obvious they wanted men in suits there, right? And you couldn't see as much in the audience at the back rows, so they wanted to get there, and it was a weird shift. And so, that was talked about a lot. Hello, Sean. So, yeah, it was interesting. So then there was, I just felt terrible for the family, like, they weren't allowed in there even after, Lauren Kelsey's mom got to testify. She was in the courtroom, and I specifically this is what was frustrating, specifically saw, um, Gubatosi. Specifically saw him look back into the audience, like, he was, like, had his hand on his face, and he was, like, turning around with his little small hands and looking, and I was like, "What's he looking at?" And I'm, like, thinking, like, he's looking back there at the little people the officers back there. But then I was like, "Is he looking at her mom? Like, she's done testifying, right? Like, what are we doing?" So, I saw him. Kelsey got on the stand. Nothing was said, and then a little bit into her testimony, a note was passed, and I think a lot of people, like, I think Aiden reported on it or whatever, that there was a note passed and to, Tim Bradle's, uh, table. Well, it was apparently about her mom being in there, and there was a sidebar, and I think they planned it. He saw her in the courtroom before Kelsey even got on the stand, and then I think that was their plan. They wanted to, get her, like, discombobulated from being up there on direct, and then, make her kinda mess up. Well, it did the exact opposite. Now she was solid, like, completely solid, comfortable the whole time, But I noticed she was even more comfortable after she got back from that sidebar. And I think that they were planning on it doing the exact opposite to her. Well, joke's on you because she was even more comfortable. She got back up and was even more relaxed. And, it was her time to finally tell her story that she hasn't been able to tell. So, then they removed her mom from the courtroom, which was again completely strategic. They had no plans of calling her again. They had no plans for a rebuttal. Um, they just didn't want her having her people in the courtroom, and it was disgusting. So yeah, I mean, shame on him. What a joke that guy is, right? Gubitosi. Just what a joke. Um, Anyways, she did fantastic. It did the opposite of mess her up. Like, it got her even more comfortable, and she, nailed it. Just absolutely nailed it. One of the best testimonies I've ever seen from someone who actually took the witness stand to tell their story. She was incredible, unshakable, just completely truthful. She was awesome. And there's things that you can't hear, like, the audio is not fantastic inside the courtroom. There was things I missed, like, not huge things, but, like, words, and I'm like, "What?" I couldn't make it out. So, especially for that, I wanted to go home and watch it again, and I knew she nailed it and did fantastic, and then when I watched it back on, like, Melanie's stream, she did even better than I thought she did. Like, it was just that much more personable, relatable, even on cross. Like, it was like they were having a conversation, like a very respectful conversation. She was not letting him take charge, not letting him take control, pushing back, but not too much. I mean, it was just the right amount of everything. And of course, when you're honest, you tell the truth, you don't have to worry about your story. So she had that going for her story anyways. It is what it is. And then just everything about it, she did fantastic. So it was even better than I, imagined it was when I was in the courtroom and missed some of the words that were said with the audio. Now going back to some of the other days, things are going to kind of come and go like this for the story or whatever. I totally forgot. So there were several things, like, when Noonan was doing his testimony up there, he, nothing was shocking. But when he just kind of inserted the whole story that Kelsey was playing, her plan was to shoot him to get downstairs to kill Justin. The courtroom, literally, myself, I'm not even proud of it. Like, I know you can't audibly say anything in a courtroom. Not proud of it. It just happened. Okay, guys, it just happened. Audible things came out. I don't even know. They were just like, like, I mean, it was so ridiculous. From myself and several other people in the audience, because it was that outrageous, that laughable. And the bailiffs were like, quiet. Like, and I mean, it was like, it was a joke. Like, are you kidding me? And, like, I don't think he really thought it was gonna go that way, but that made his testimony that much more ridiculous. Like, no one thinks that was the plan. Like, none of these idiots in the audience here to support no one thinks that's the plan, okay? Like, even if you're gonna believe what you're saying, no one thought that's what was happening, okay? Like, come on. And it was just so out there. And yeah, Strange said she gasped too. I mean, it was an audible outburst from the gallery, and we had to be told to be quiet, rightfully so. But it was like so out there. It was so out there. Um, oh, Cynthia saying it was the first time she ever cried during a testimony from the defendant. Yeah. And going back to that, I don't think there was a dry eye in that courtroom. I myself had tears coming down. I mean, it was just, I don't know how you heard that testimony and didn't feel something. And, like, I don't like crying in front of people. So I was trying my darndest not to like have any tears, and it was not working. And the bailiff, you know, there was two bailiffs. There was one that was a guy that was a little bit more vocal than the woman, but the woman that was the really pretty one, she was not like, she was also very firm, very like, knew the rules, you weren't gonna break them. So, you could tell she was listening, but not a whole lot. And then especially when Kelsey took the stand, her whole body language, her whole like core shifted. It was more straight ahead and looking towards the gallery most of the time. Her body shifted. She turned and was watching Kelsey testify. Now, when Kelsey started telling the story, people started getting emotional. I watched her look into the gallery, and she was literally just looking at every single person who was wiping tears. There was someone there that literally, when you cry hard and it's like you can't even control that. There was someone there doing that. I mean, it was really touching. People, were audibly, visibly hurting from the story that she was telling, from her story that she went through. And that court officer was seeing that, and she would turn, look at Kelsey, what Kelsey said. Like, that was another thing of Kelsey's testimony that she just absolutely nailed. She showed her personality. There was a couple things where she, like the thing talking about the guy holding the baby that doesn't know how to hold babies, like, like it was funny. And this bailiff verbally laughed. Just things that, I'm sure she wasn't planning on laughing, but that was funny. And then when she was like, "Hey, watch your heads," she's literally dying, being carried out of the house, and she's telling the EMTs to watch their head on her staircase thing. That also shows her personality. That was also a reaction from the bailiff. Her testimony was just incredible. You felt like you got a sense of who she was with that testimony, and you even got to sense like a sense of her personality. So it was just good. Anyways, the bailiff was very enthralled with her testimony. And it was from that point on, like, I started seeing her really pay attention, and it was even watching. Like, it wasn't just listening with her ears, like her whole body kind of shifted. She started to become a little softer to the people in the audience as well. I think she knew, like, hey, we're here to support. And by that time, no one had done anything crazy. Like, everyone for the most part was respectful, other than people getting out their phones on the North Andover Police Department to text other people. Everyone was, following the rules, and you could tell she became like invested in it. And so it was just interesting. It's very interesting. Let's see. Yeah, Zach, it was. That was heartbreaking. That was heartbreaking. And I know Baker was covering it too. And I think that's really what got him as well. Just like that, and let's be clear, and let's be very direct here. This is suicide. Is not a rarity. It is not rare. People get so depressed that this is something that they consider. This is something that, and if you are at that point, please reach out. Somebody please put the suicide hotline in the comments, because this happens. Kelsey is not some rarity. This happens all the time. Mental health and things like that, especially with what she was going through with postpartum, and then everything that she knew about her life being ripped about from her in a split second. Everyone felt that. And so that alone, that point that Zach's talking about right here, she wanted to be alone with her firearm. It was very impactful. And everyone, I think that was probably the start of people starting to get emotional. And then, of course, when she started talking about going around getting Caden's toys, and everything was in different rooms, and she's putting it in there, and it was awful. But for these people who want to try and act like this is not common, this is common. And if you're feeling that way, people care. It gets better. Like, it gets better. So please reach out to someone that you love, anyone. Even if you don't know one of us, reach out to one of us, because it's a very real thing, and it's something that is very common, and people feel for one reason or another in their lifetime. So, Yeah, exactly, Gam. Yeah, they did. Um, and that was what was in my mind when I said that because it's disgusting the way that they're interpreting that and tell me you don't know anything about mental health or how common suicide thoughts are without telling me that. Like that was exactly how I took that disgusting comment of theirs. But um so yeah, there was a lot of well, not say a lot. There was probably 2 or 3 audible, reactions from the gallery. Um Yeah, this is, another thing, and that's I was talking to Kelsey's mom, and she was saying in that video, like, she's just looking like, "What are you do?" Like, she was so confused, like, "Why are you running away? Like, what is happening?" And, I mean, can you imagine being in her position, seeing your future son-in-law, the guy that your child has a son with, that you're about to become, family with the wedding soon, just like running away when you're trained and you're paid to literally run towards danger. So that was like she was trying to figure that out in that video that we saw. It's ridiculous. Um so anyways, the I think too when for instance, when they brought Michelle in, that was another verbal. So there was 3. Another like kind of verbal outburst. It was very small. But when she got the attitude with Bradle, we're like, "Oh, oh, you picked the wrong one, Michelle. You picked the wrong one. I don't know what you think you add to this case or this story, but it's 0. Maybe in family court we'll get to you, but right now, like, you brought nothing to the conversation. So, okay, so you're here to tell us that Kelsey called you because she couldn't get in touch with Justin and she said she needed him." Right, because he was ghosting her and had left her and her 4-month-old baby at the park. I'm sorry. Is that it? Like, and I literally, after I'm like, they brought her here for that. Like, they wasted her day too. Not only did they waste the court's time, they wasted this woman's time, which I could care less because we all know what she was. But then she got an attitude with Brado, like, no, he didn't introduce himself to her. Okay. So, like, you have to know, like maybe, if you're watching the Edwick Fost case, Mr. Cruz, every single witness, "Hi, my name is Mr. Cruz. Like, I have the honor and the privilege of representing Edwick Fost." Okay. Bradle didn't do that to anyone. So, like, Michelle is, like, calling him by name without him telling her his name. So, like, you can tell, like, "Why are you so invested in this, Michelle? Why are you literally getting an attitude?" No one and, like, he was nice. Like, watch some more trials and then check back because you made yourself look like an ass. Like, what are we doing? Um, yeah, exactly. And, what was funny is that I rode up with her in the elevator. I had no clue who she was, and she was nice in the elevator. Um, yeah, Baker. Um, so it was like, "What are we doing?" And also just because I'll be petty because she was a bitch, right? Like, her suit didn't fit. She looked like she was, like, trying to be something that she wasn't. Like, "Is this your one suit that you bought that you didn't get hemmed?" Like, it was just way too big, and I don't know. It's like, again, you're there to just tell what you know. You're not there to get an attitude with either one of the attorneys. And if anyone had prepped her for the trial, I feel like they would have told her that. But these people are like, so yeah, Baker. Um, these people are so dumb. Like, I don't know if there was any prepping going on because there's so many of those witnesses that on cross they didn't come off great to begin with on direct, and then on cross, they just were eaten alive, and honestly, Tim Bradle didn't even go that hard at them. I thought he was very nice to most everyone. If you've seen other trials, like, I mean, even in the Karen trial, Adri's the bulldog, and he went after some of them, rightfully so. So, I feel like they didn't prep him, and she just made herself she confirmed everything that and I know that the judge was not taking any of this into consideration. He literally was just the rules of what was being discussed and, tried on this one matter. However, he knows darn well that there is investment in this family, Justin, all of his sisters, and obviously some of the parties who were lying, making up shit like Kelsey was in a car accident the week prior. You're making yourself look crazy and you're backing up Kelsey's story that all of you guys are nuts and you were out to get her. And like her testimony was just another piece to the puzzle of like, yep, confirming Kelsey's story. Thank you for that. You came, you brought nothing except now we know that you're personally invested and you don't, you have some kind of personal investment in this. What is it? We know now. Like you just make yourself look real dumb. So that's what she did. Thank you, Michelle. You helped us out. Much like Deaver, that was like one of the things I think me and Emily were saying, like that was the Deaver of this trial. And then I came out of the courtroom and like a lot of you guys were saying that. So everyone picked up on it. Just a bad look. Um, Skyview, I don't know. I mean, something's there. He created a baby, but what is there? We don't really know. Okay, not much. It's allegedly. I think we all think not much. Okay, the man is an embarrassment to men in general. Okay, so yeah, it was crazy, but when they rested too, I think a lot of people were like, "That's it. That's really all you got." Okay, we knew you weren't gonna come out with any bombshells, but, like, really? You haven't even slightly proved anything. Like, that's where you're resting. Cool, alright. And yeah, and then it was the defense's turn, and we didn't even need that many people. Um, I the left-handed thing was something that I thought he might be recalled on, Noonan, because they even said when he was there, like, "Don't leave," like, "Hang out for a bit." So I thought they may recall him on their case, but they didn't. So I'm just interested into why that was the case. We had pictures that he lied about being right-handed. I mean, we see him writing with his left, cutting a cake with his left, so something I don't know. But again, the judge was not an idiot. The judge was taking so many notes. That was another thing. I was just impressed with him. I was scared the whole time because we have PTSD on Massachusetts judges. But I wanted to love this man the whole time. And then I'm like, all right, like, you know, when is he gonna just pull the wool out from under everything? He never did. He was such a good judge. He was so kind to everyone. He was nice and fair to everyone. What judges should be. And man, just how thankful are we for finally a good judge. We were due a good judge. Kelsey was due a good judge, and one that followed the rules and the evidence, and that's what we got. It was great. Um, yeah, yeah, he was standing up. He was just so good, and he wasn't afraid to be like, "Whoa, I missed that. Can you restate that?" Because he was something else happened that he wasn't paying full attention. He was just a good judge, just a good man. You can tell. Um, okay, Glam saying, "My mom writes with her left hand and does everything else with her right." Yeah, I mean, and maybe there's something there that they know. But it's definitely interesting because, I mean, he kind of ballsy to I mean, and at that point, I wonder, like, at what point are you not ambidextrous that you would at least say, "Yes, I'm right-handed, however, I can do things with my left." Just to be honest on the stand, I don't know, I just felt like there was some sort of him not because clearly we see him doing other things. So, like, maybe he could have been more forthcoming on that. So, I don't know. That's something I wonder why they didn't call him. And I was kind of wondering, like, will he be recalled? Like, will we see him again? So, anyways, but yeah, I mean, it was crazy. Now, when we get to the fourth day, oh, hi, Kirsty. She's driving. Okay, be safe. Thank you for being here. Um, so we got to, the day of closings. Now we thought that they had come out in droves before. Yeah. So Thursday comes. This was clearly going to be a big day for everyone to come in the courtroom. And get a spot. And it was hard to get a spot in the smaller courtroom just the whole week prior with all the cops that were showing up. Every day it was growing, right? And they came out with a very big agenda to fill. And so some of the girls and all of that, we were talking, yep, we're gonna get there at 7. So like the courthouse doors don't open until 8, but there is a line. And I didn't get there. No, I didn't get there that early most days, but there was a line from what I had been told and all of that. So we tried to get there early. So we ended up getting there at like 7:15, something like that. And Mazza was already in line. And as you've heard from his lives and his stories, like he was the first one there. Now there's 2 doors that are going into the courthouse. One is the only one that opens, okay? So, like, they don't use that one, but 2 doors. So, like, Mazda is over here on this one. And when like I said, we stayed a couple hundred feet from the courthouse. It was a really cool loft apartment, that me and Karen she's a cupcake from the Edwick Fost, we decided to room together because it was, like, really convenient and a really great 2-bedroom apartment. Huge, like, it was a great place right next door. So we just walked over, and when we round the corner to the courthouse, we see the line of cops. That's the first thing we see. And it's down the stairs and starting to like go into like the little mezzanine area or the area that they would have the press conferences. So there was a bunch of cops there already. I would say 10 to 12, somewhere around that. And then Mazza, and there was a couple other ladies that had lined up behind Mazza that were there, you know, the whole week. And then some new ones, I think, that day as well. So there was a couple other, but they were clearly standing in front of 2 different doors, like making 2 different lines. It was very funny. And I'm just like, oh, wow. Yeah, we didn't get down here too early. So I immediately go up to Mazza to like hug him and say hello to him. And then like we just start talking. So we're just standing there and like we know everyone knew the order of which people got there. So like people were going to get their, spot where they belonged. And so we're just chatting and talking and then we meet the people, some of the ladies that hadn't been there. And they don't say now the officers don't say anything. I don't know if it's because they saw me the whole week and like I wasn't like, I don't know. I'm not afraid to like stand up and speak my mind if someone is like, and when I was stared at in the courtroom, I would stare right back. Like, so I don't know. I don't know if they didn't say anything for that or they just didn't really care. Well, anyways, a few minutes later after we got there, Kelsey's dad got there and he came right up there with us as he should. So he comes right up there and one of the cops that had been there all week, specifically says to him, this was a line, like, right? Like people got here and they're lining up. I'm like, oh, put me in, I'm ready. And he's like, yeah, I know. Straight up, just looks right back at him. And so then the guy didn't say anything else. And he just stares at him like, yeah, I know. Like, and again, like, had anything need to be said, I was ready to go. Like, how dare you say anything to the person who's on trial? Her dad and her father, who, number one, has been involved in this case, has been separated from being able to see or hear any testimony all week. How dare you even address him? You know damn well who that is. And as a police officer, you should know better. So that already was like, I was like not happy with that. Well, more and more cops start showing up and getting in that line, and it's the boys club. Everybody that comes up the line, they're like, yo, what's up? Hugging, like it's some kind of a like sporting event. Okay. And then you have Noonan shows up and I'm just there and we're talking, but I'm also like paying attention to like what is happening right behind me. And he comes up to some of the, he says hello, greetings to everyone, hugs to everyone. He gets up to the front, like where we were, but to the other side of the guys that were there. Specifically like that guy that I said mentioned something it's Kelsey's dad, and so he like hugs all them, and then he's like talking to someone, and he's just like, it's like, all right, let's get this G. I'm like, what are we doing? Like, could you be any more professional? I mean, I don't like it made me so uncomfortable. Like, at the very least, you shot someone and you almost killed them. And you can act all tough and you can act like this is some sporting event and you want to win and all this stuff, but like to say that out loud, to say that next to like spectators, what are you saying behind the closed doors? And it was just gross. And so I immediately like texted it cuz I'm like just appalled that that's what he said. I don't know. Like as a cop, I have friends who are cops. Like I love great cops. But what I don't love is bad cops. And I think that every good cop, that's what probably pisses them off more is bad cops because they give every cop a bad name. And it was just like such a guys club. And it was so apparent. And they're just over there like, cutting it up and just like almost celebrating. They really did think that, they had it in the bag. So it was gross. And I was appalled. Again, also, let me just point out Kelsey's dad was right there as this dick face is saying that. So that was another thing that was like the audacity, the fact that you had to shoot someone according to you. According to his story, he had to. But like no one wants to do that. That is the worst thing that can happen, especially to shoot your fellow officer and for him to be so it was just I was grossed out. So tweeted that and then everything then some people were I don't know. I don't remember. Some people were concerned about the order of when people got in there. So like, okay, well you were first and you were first and then you. And then one of that cop that engaged to Kelsey's dad is like, well, I'm sure it will all be he tried to be all like, again, like you're not here in any capacity. You're a citizen. You're not here in official, working order. You are just the same as everyone else on these steps. He's like, well, I'm sure it will be done in a very I can't remember what word he used, a very civilized manner. And I just look at him like, duh. Like, what makes you think that anyone would be uncivilized except for you, sir, who is literally trying to engage with the lady who's on trial, her father. Okay. You're the only one giving off the non civilized vibes. So zip it. So, anyways, hi, Scott. It was nice to meet you too. So, Scott was there every day outside of the trial with his flag and his Kelsey sign that he made special for the trial. Just his unwavering support at every trial. I wasn't able to be at the Karen one, but we saw him out there. He's at like all of the standouts, just a great supporter. So it was really nice to meet you too. North Shore supporter. It was so nice to meet you. See, these are some of the ladies and all of that just showed up that, I was able to finally put a face with some of their names. And that was just so cool. And everyone was so welcoming and sweet. And it was a really cool experience. Hi, Allie. So anyways, so we go in and some of these officers bypass the security where you have to put everything in, like every courthouse in America has, right? You have to put it through the metal detector and all of that. And they were like, we're going up to the DA's office, right? Said they weren't going to the courtroom. So the bailiff's there, fine, wave them through, and then you see him up there in line for the courtroom, and you're like, oh, that's a good look too. I love when you lie when the public's all around and we hear you lying. Thanks for literally confirming everything that we've all been thinking all week. So whatever. So these guys who specifically did that had their backs, and I guess they thought that we were just all going to line up right behind them and they were going to start the line. So it's a big hallway here. There's 2 doors for the courtroom. Okay. And everybody most mornings would line up on this wall right by the door. Well, these guys decided to line up where their back was on the balcony for the overhang for like the middle where you can look down. So they stand here. And so of course by the time everyone goes through, or at least myself goes through the line for the security checkpoint, whatever, metal detector, and the time I get up the stairs, they're already there because they bypassed all of that by saying they're going to the DA's office, which in fact they were not. So no one no one followed suit and decided to just line up behind them. So I'm like, I know where the door is. Like, why in the world would I go behind you? So like literally go to the door. Okay. And then the people that I was with come right there. And I think there was even someone there before at the door. So then Steve, Kelsey's dad, comes up to me like and stands on right beside me, like with his back on this door. And so he's just standing there. We're talking. The cop that had already engaged him outside is standing there looking at him. And he decides to try to engage him in something again. So he's like, you okay? You okay? Because you're staring at me. And I'm like, really? Like, I mean, just like, So Steve has no problem. He didn't need help, even though I was ready to go. He was like, um, he's like, well, I don't make eye contact with people that don't make eye contact with me. And I'm like, oh, that was good. That was a good one because it shut him up. He's like, and just like staring him down. And my whole thing is like, I think he was really trying to engage him in conversation or engage him in something to get him upset, to get him thrown out because this was closings. This was going to be the first time that her father was allowed in the courtroom. They clearly didn't want any of her close family in there, and they had done everything that they could to keep them out. So, that's the hill I will die on. He was trying to engage him to get him to make, something to upset him, and it didn't work. And joke's on you. You look like an idiot. Again, this is a cop who should know better. This is a cop who refused to follow the rules the whole week, who lied about him going up to the DA's office so he didn't have to wait in a line to go through the security checkpoint. Just disgusting. And again, I don't know what exactly this guy's position is. He also, much like the SRO, kind of floats around and doesn't seem to have an actual position, just kind of floats around doing things, random things. He's on their social media as well in random capacities. Like, it was gross. I was like, this is how we're starting out. Okay, great. So again, like at that point, I'm like, they all are coming to get, and there was a good 20 of them there. And I hadn't counted seats in the courtroom, but there wasn't a ton of seats. So at that point, like, some of the people, like what I was rooming with, some of the people at Friends, I'm like, let's try to make a circle so we can get the family in here because like it's very clear that all of them are trying to go in the courtroom first and take the seats. So we had like some of the aunts, Kelsey's aunts and uncles that were like, come on, like get them up there so that they can be the first because Kelsey only had the one bench and that's 4 seats. And then I think at that point they put 2 seats out for her parents because it was going to be the first time that they were allowed in the courtroom. But that's it. She had aunts and uncles, she had godfathers, like she had people there. She had her brother was there. I mean, there was a lot of people in her family that were not guaranteed a seat. So that was my whole thing is like, we're getting the family here. They're going in. And then that guy said something to me at some point. I don't remember how or when, at what point he said something about like, this is a line or whatever. And I was like, and that's fine. But I said, we're all together. Cause like I was obviously with my friend Karen, who we stayed with. I said, we're all together. We came here together and we're going to enter together. And then he shut up. Like, I don't know what you're thinking. Again, you're a cop. We know that you're a cop. Why are you being a dick? Like, it's just such a terrible look. So, anyways, fortunately, the bailiff came out, said, like, "Hey, we're taking family in first. So if you're not family or we're not witnesses in the case." So, like, basically, they were taking family and witnesses who testified, cops that testified in the case, which to me still rubbed me wrong, okay? Because, like, that's weird. Like, that's just weird. I've never been in a courtroom where that was the, like, you know, basis of the the pecking order of getting in a courtroom. Like, family, yes, 100%. And I would say that also to Noonan's family. Of course, you all get that's how it should be. So we at that point, we made sure everybody was up there and they took them in first. Then he came back and was like, "Okay, so if you missed that, literally, like, family or cops?" And I was like, "Like, cops or ones that testified?" And then he's like, "Ones that testified." I'm like, "Okay, just checking," because he's like, "Yeah, no, some of the cops aren't gonna be able to get in either." And I was like, "Okay, just checking," like, because it was a little confusing. He's like, "Yeah, no, it's fine." So, so then they had the family and they had, like, 3 or 4 officers that were there that testified. Then some came trickling in, and then it was like a free for all. And I'm telling you, it was like a freaking concert. People were, like, pushing, like, it was crazy. And so we go in. Fortunately, there was, like, seats. There ended up being a seat for everyone, but, I was surprised because it was just I've never seen anything like that in a courtroom. It was so inappropriate, and it was led by cops. So then we all get in there. Um, we sit down, we're waiting, and, like, Noonan, his wife come, and then the officer that had been engaging with Steve, engaged with me, um, was sitting once again on the front bench. Had nothing to do with the family, had nothing to do. Um, and then there's a guy that was in the courtroom. I'm trying to think. He was a cop, but I don't, you could tell he was a very young cop, okay? He looked like he was, like, 13. And, hey, Jen. He looked like he was maybe 13. He ended up coming with the other guy and sitting on that bench. And I saw him lean over. I think the other guy was standing at this point. I saw him lean over, put out his hand to Noonan, and thank him. Don't know exactly what he's thanking him for. My impression was he was thanking him for letting him sit there with them, because you could tell this is a very, very young cop. Like, he didn't even look old enough, but, like, obviously, he's old enough because it's a cop. But it was just weird, like, for him to thank him for whatever. It was just weird. So they were sitting there with Noonan's family, and I ended up being able to sit by Maza, so we were right there with Noonan. And yeah, it was interesting. And then we still had, like, a good amount of time before the judge came in and closings began and all of that. But you had Officer Spanks there again. She was there pretty much every day. So then we heard closings, and we go out. We don't know exactly when the judge is coming back, but I think all of us are not thinking it's gonna be tomorrow. Like, we all thought, we were all thinking maybe 2, but then he said something that kind of gave us the impression of, like, okay, it's probably around lunchtime, because he mentioned that again, like, it could come down at regular lunch hours. So nobody was going far. The cops left. They went up to the DA's office. They had, like, pizza brought in, and food for everyone up there. Again, probably 20, 25 cops up there, and then all the people in the DA's office themselves. So, and I'm talking 20, 25 cops that had nothing to do with this case. So then, we're all talking, we're all just kind of hanging out in that area. The defense team had the conference room, so they were all in there. And we're just waiting, and the family's there, we're all waiting and talking. And it ended up being, a few hours. And then at one point, like, my feet were hurting because, like, I decided to wear heels that day, and, like, we had already stood in line for a long time in the morning. Well, I was like, whatever. So, like, I'm like, I'm gonna go sit down, just sit and chill for a minute by the door. Someone else was already doing that on the other door. So, like, I sit there. All of a sudden, there's an exit. So there's an exit door that is stairs that you can also walk up to the third floor to the DA's office. And a lot of them would just take the stairs instead of going to walk, like, or go to the elevator. And so we're sitting there. Other people are sitting at the other door, other supporters. And all of a sudden, hey, Lori. Yes, Lori was there. She she was there and saw all of this as well. Telling them, Lori, how all of a sudden we found out the verdict was in by all of these cops coming down the exit. So we just get bombarded with cops, and they just surround everyone that was already sitting. And I was like, I'm assuming a verdict has been reached, because they just came and then they just stood. And so there was literally no room for me to even, like, get up. That's how, like, engulfed the area was with these people. So their daily was actually very nice, and I will give him credit for that. He's like, "Do you need a hand?" I was like, "Yeah, it'd be great. Like, there's not really room." So he was nice, helped me up, which made them scoot a little bit, so there was, like, actual room for me to get up. So then I went and stood on the other door, and yeah, um, yeah. Yeah, I was, like, not too happy. So anyways, they just kinda, they just came, and, like, obviously everyone is all the supporters, all the family would be the first to get in to hear the verdict, like, her family especially. So again, same thing, people start coming back and, like, trying to come up. And so we're like, "Okay, make a circle so the family can get in here," because, like, that's again, there was no seats for everyone. She had a lot of family. Lori. Guys, if you don't know, Lori is not just fantastic at her legal advice and commentary on Twitter and all the fundraisers, but Lori is hilarious. And that was something I learned with being able to get to know her and hang out with her that week. Lori is really funny too. So yeah, so so we kind of just form, like, an area so the family can come in, and then the guy comes out again, like, obviously family first, blah blah blah. So they get in, and then they start letting dudes, like, that didn't testify in, and that's what I was like, dude, they didn't testify. And so that's what she's talking about. I'm like, she has obviously four or five seats, and she had other aunts and uncles and godfathers and people there that were not guaranteed a seat, and these guys were trying to get in there, and so I was very concerned with it. And she was gonna have my back and get my bail. She said she was getting ready to get the bail. Um, so anyways, we're standing there, and then the verdict gets pushed back even further. It's like another, I don't know if it was an hour or 30 minutes longer. So we're having to stand because they've just all come and filled in all this space that we're all just kind of sitting there. And well, you couldn't sit there. You had to, like, get your spot and stand. So, well, during this time, Officer Spanks, that's when I met Officer Spanks. So we're by the door, and my back is literally to the other door. Again, there's two courtroom doors for entering the courtroom, and Officer Spanks is right behind me. We're, like, back to back with, like, I don't know, like, I don't know, like, but she obviously did, but, like, there's a little room between us. And so when I say everyone was there, like, crammed in like sardines, we were. And so the bailiff tried to come out, and it was the one female bailiff. She's like, "Okay, make room." So obviously I stepped back to let the lady out to make room. And the people that were standing right in front of me did the same. So we made, like, a path. Well, I touched Officer Spanks, guys. No one should touch her, okay? Because she doesn't like it, turns out. So she's like, "You're touching me. You're touching me." And I'm like, she's just continuing to say that. And I was like, "I'm sure I am." Like, I stepped back so that the bailiff could get out. And so I'm sure I am touching you. And so she's like, "You're touching me. And, like, I'm just like, "What is wrong?" Like, and I don't know if the other officers, because 'cause I'm sure they know how she was. She is a certain way about her. Lori said she likes it. Um, so I'm just like, I don't know if someone said something to her, but she eventually shut up with the "I'm touching you," or "You're touching me," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm sure I am," like, have to make room, like, so the lady could get out. So anyways, then, a few minutes later, the bailiff starts coming back to get into the courtroom, and so I, like, announced to her, I said, "Hey, probably gonna touch you again. She's coming back, so I'm gonna have to scoot back again." And so, like, being super sarcastic about it, because 'cause I'm like, "This is ridiculous. Like, you literally we were all standing, you're sitting here, you guys came in, and then you're gonna complain about people touching you when we have to make room for the bailiff to walk by. Like, get a life." So, anyways, she didn't say anything else, so I don't know, that's why I think maybe, like, some of the dudes said something to her, because like, she had the way about her, like, you can tell she was not gonna back down, so I think they probably said something, because it was just making, like, a big deal out of absolutely nothing. So anyways, I backed up, touched her again, and the bailiff came in, and then she got back in the courtroom, no big deal, you untouch people, like, you move up again, like, you know, common sense. So, so I was like, "Oh, okay, this is how we're starting." So same thing, when they let the court doors open, we made sure the family was in, and the bailiff was good about that as well. And so then we went in, and there were seats, I think, for everyone as well. Um, and then we heard the verdict, and it was like, and I felt really good about it. Like, I wasn't too nervous, but then just like it was taking a long time, and then like he started off with like basically complimenting Noonan first about his testimony being credible, and I'm like, okay, I feel like that's a really good indication. Like, he's not going to start off complimenting Noonan if he's gonna rule in the favor. Plus, Mr. Batero had talked us all off of the ledge, like, no way she's getting, convicted after that. And, so I feeling really good. But it was a little roller coaster at some of the things, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, can we just get the verdict already? I was getting really anxious. Um, but then, we got it, and it was great, and I, like, looked around, and, like, nobody really had a reaction to it. And then as soon as, the judge was done rendering the verdict, like, the officers were all out of there and went up back to the 3rd floor. And it was an awesome feeling, that, like, that part is done for her. She's, that part's over. There's still more to go, but, like, that part is over. And, just knowing, like, that's gonna help also with her getting custody, and this is all clearing her name too. Like, yes, she's still, if she was convicted, wouldn't do any time, probably still get custody somewhat to her son, but, like, she's clearing her name. This is, she hasn't been able to speak on it, and now she's being able to speak on it, and a judge is basically gonna say, "Yeah, I believe you or don't believe you, and you're credible." And so, like, this was a big thing. And, so yep, yes, Mr. Butterill did. He predicted it down to exactly what he said. Um, but it was awesome. So it was just great. And then, it was a really good moment. We were outside of the courthouse waiting for, the defense team to come down and give, um, their press conference, and, we were out there, and I think I was doing a live stream. No, I wasn't doing a live stream because it was just a video. So I wasn't doing the live yet. And then Mazza's like, "Wait a second, I have to hold on." And he, like, turns around because, like, all the cops, he had saw them start coming down the stairs. And so he just turns around, like, just watches them come down. And so then I, like, start filming it. And, he's like, "Okay, just had to have that moment." Like, it was really great. It was cute because they were, like, leaving, and, like, all looking down and walking out dejected. It was great. It was wonderful. Um, yes, Mr. Bedrow is adorable, and, it was so nice to have him there. And he was sitting with the family, which was even cooler. And, he just knowing that he's good friends with Mr. Bradle, and he was able to get there for closings and to support him. It was awesome. So, just he's an awesome man. So, yeah, it was just great. And then they came out and, what was interesting is, like, there was, I guess, Lawrence cops that had been asked to come out to the courthouse outside to keep the peace, I guess. I don't know if they thought, like, we were gonna start rioting or something. It was really dumb, but they stayed all of, like, 5 minutes, and then when they saw, like, all of the people, were just, I mean, we weren't even being loud, like, we were just standing and waiting and, like, giving each other hugs and, like, obviously in a great mood and, like, happy, but, like, you know, then they left. They're like, "Okay, there's obviously no need for us to be here." So, that was just kinda funny. I don't know what they thought was gonna happen, but, yeah, it didn't. So, um, so it was great. And then they had a great press conference, and, then they left to go, celebrate and, just they probably were all exhausted. Like, this is a long week for everyone, and, um, yeah. Oh, okay. So Kelsey's, stepdad thought that they were there for Kelsey. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. It was interesting, though, to see them there, and then they were just kinda there, and then they just left. Um, so that's interesting as well. Yeah. So, and, it was a great moment, and, it was just a great moment and a great way to end in that saga of this horrible, horrible thing that, has been done to Kelsey. So, it was a great week. I was so happy that I was able to be up there, and I got to meet, like, so many of you guys, and everyone just showed so much love and kindness, and, it was just awesome. Um, Emily said, she'll wear another tie if there's another Hank trial." Oh, yeah, Hank. Goodness gracious, Hank. Um, yeah, Skyview, Noonan is still on leave. Very interesting. I wanted him to be able to go into more and get more, like, nuggets of what was happening with that whole thing, but I'm just happy that we at least got, you know, to see his response to that and kind of find out that he got, in trouble for that and all of that. So, that was interesting. And then we have, of course, the stuff that's happened in the last couple days. Kelsey announcing that she is, in fact, going to sue them, which I am not surprised, and I'm so proud of her. Like, that is one thing I've said from the very beginning of all this. So many protocols were broken, so many things they never did, so many things that literally put the gun in her hand. And so that is something I've been saying from the beginning, and it is awesome to see that that is going to take place. We know in civil trials, more things come out, more evidence is let in. She will be able to get phones. She will be able to see texts of the officers that were at that house. She will be able to get all kinds of goodies that, I have no doubt is going to prove that there was some really shady shit going on. So, and yeah, to Lori's point, you really do see her growing stronger every day. And that's the beauty of being here and watching it. Like, she should have never had to go through this. But, like, when we go through things like that, you come out to be a completely different person, and there is nothing that you cannot get through. And I think that's, like, what we're seeing. And I cannot even imagine how strong and unstoppable she will be at the end of all this. It's really, really beautiful to see and to witness. It's really cool. So we have her announcing that, and then we have Gator Boy, his post that the North Andover Police Department's Facebook decided to, hey Rhonda, how are ya? Welcome. Um, to comment on, and just a really ridiculous, dumb comment. Like, again, they haven't said anything publicly, up until this point about anything. And to think that somebody would comment on a Facebook post on her page. It's just the irony of that, that's what they decided to respond to. And then seeing what um, was apparently there, but Gator Boy deleted, obviously, because it was despicable. Um, and him putting the pieces together as to who that person was that obviously has access to their social media. This is where the sharing a screen thing would come in handy, but we're not there yet. So, um, I believe I have it on my phone. Anyways, this Daniel Paul guy allegedly is the one who does not work at North Andover anymore, but apparently for whatever reason still had access to their account, which puts into perspective, like, again, the procedures and things not being followed at the North Andover Police Department, even in their Facebook group. This is how bad and the clown show that this is, that this guy allegedly had access to it for 3 years. Lori saying she'd be afraid if she lived in North Andover. I would too. And I present to you, anyone that lives there should be at the North Andover Select Board meeting. We all need to support our Queen Audrey anyway, but they're apparently the next one they're wanting to have people, I guess, say that they want body cams, which is like, you should you should want them at this point. Like, what are we doing? But so there's people asking about that, and they got a response back from them about coming to like the select board meeting. So if you're there or anywhere close, you do not have to be a resident of North Andover to speak. So go support her, say, demand body cameras. This is not, these are things they should have in 2026. There is no excuse not to have it. They were funded for it. They chose not to have it. Yeah, no, Emily, so I was like 100% like, "Oh, that's BS." But then Gator Boy posted this post about this guy, and apparently he had just posted this comment that was absolutely disgusting, right after the comment was made by North Andover, and this was apparently who they're talking about that was terminated for doing it. So now I'm wondering, I don't know, these are all alleged things, but they seem to kinda add up here. Um, Rhonda, yeah, they should be mandatory. It's insane. But like allegedly, and I'm not even gonna repeat it because it's so disgusting, but some of you like may not have seen this. So go to the Justice for Kelsey page if you're not liked or like joined that, please do. It's growing huge, rightfully so. But this guy, Daniel Paul, who's in the middle of Daly and Gray right here, this loser, made this comment, and you guys can read it for yourself. I'm not even like going to read that out loud because it's disgusting. Again, tell me you know nothing about humanity and mental health or really depression in itself without telling me. Shame on this guy. I mean, obviously he was fired for being a despicable human according to what's out there publicly, and he is continuing to show he's still a despicable human. Um, so he posted that, and then Gator Boy reached out to him for comment if he was the one that posted from their site, and he didn't respond. But just disgusting things from anyone that used to be a police officer. Like, what are we doing? I mean, literally, like, I hope wonderful things don't ever happen to you, sir. Yeah, karma will visit you at your address. It knows your address, like Melanie always says. Yeah, exactly. Just a horrible person. And let's see. Hi, Lauren. First time here. Oh, hi, Mindy. Welcome. Keep up the great work. Thank you for everything you're doing. Yeah, no, absolutely. Mindy, please subscribe. It's free, and like the video. Trying to get as many people here as possible because I'm going to be covering other cases. There's already like another case I'm looking into. And then also, like, I will still be fundraising for Kelsey. I believe it's the 19th that I'm doing my next one. It's Maz is doing his, I think, on the 12th. And then will be the following week, and it will be for her family court hearing, and it will be a fundraiser for that because not only did she have to spend all this money on attorney's fees and let's just sit here for a second on that. She had to spend all this money on a criminal trial that the prosecutor who took this to trial wasn't even going to ask for jail time. What are we doing, North Andover? Like, Essex County should be ashamed of themselves. I mean, like, why would you bring someone to trial when you didn't even want them to have any more jail time? Like, what a waste of taxpayers' dollars. What a waste of your time. What a waste of this woman who has been through absolute hell. Shame on you. And shame on Tiny Hands Gubatosi. Okay? Shame on you because that's disgusting. And it's just 2 cases now out of Essex County in the last month with the Lucy Medina trial that should have never, ever been tried. So, Paul Tucker, enjoy your times. No way you're getting voted back in. Like, what a sleazeball this guy is. And so it's just gross, but there's so many other cases that need our attention, but we're not obviously going to stop with Kelsey's because she's not done. Like, she needs to get her son. She should have had her son. She hasn't seen him in almost a year. And, there's court hearings that are coming up, and she has to pay Miss Hess, who's an amazing attorney, but she's expensive, right? And rightfully so. She was there. A lot of you saw her on the live stream. She was there in the courtroom and was actively helping Mr. Bradle and his team with this case because they're very closely, tied together and entwined. And family court is going to be, it's going to be fire. I mean, there's going to be so many things in family court that we just thought, we knew about this case, but there's going to be a whole lot more. So, but she's going to need the funds to do that. She, has been fighting for everything. She fought for her life and is now fighting for her reputation. Got back, the wonderful not guilty, but there's a whole nother fight, and it's a fight for her son, and it's not over. And then she's also going to, have to get a civil attorney to help with, the case with Mr. Bradle against North Andover. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm invested. And so not going anywhere. Her restraining order hearing is the 14th of this month. So Maz's, I believe, is that Sunday. His fundraiser, and I should be there. And then, so we're going to be raising funds before that one. And then the following week, the 19th, is when I'm doing mine, and Maza will be there. And that, I believe, is on the heels of the 23rd. Lori, is that right? I think the 23rd is when she goes back to family court for another hearing on custody stuff. And so we're here to support her. Like, I told her, like, we're here until you don't need us anymore because, is the motion date. Okay. So 23rd. So we're here until she doesn't need us anymore. And I know you guys are very invested, as well as has been, easily shown in the support for her for fundraising, for all of you amazing ladies and gentlemen. There's gentlemen there too that came out to the courthouse to support her. And Strains, I don't know. Somebody might, Lori, do you know anything about this? Or Emily, did I hear correctly that they only handed over Daly's incident report after the trial? I think that's correct. Yeah, Buston has a lawyer. Do we know who the lawyer is? I would be interested in looking that one up. Yes, that is correct. Okay, so yeah, that was the only incident report that they handed over. Makes you wonder if there was even any other ones. We know that they don't really take much stock in reports. Why would they do that in Massachusetts? Like, then it becomes a little harder to change your story when you've put it in writing. So, I mean, there's just so many things that are wrong about this case. And again, in civil, when she does sue them, and all of these things are going to be able to be dove into even more. And it's probably going to disgust us, but that's a long process. But we will get there. But she's going to need a lot of help financially for all of these. It's you know the amount of hell that they put this girl through is disgusting. So if we can only help her out financially, then that's what we will do. And obviously morally and giving her support and all of that. So hello, Becky. So yes, the 14th, she has a hearing for the restraining order. Bustin' Justin has an attorney, Lori telling us that. So maybe we'll find out who that attorney is. I know I would like to look into how good that attorney is, right? But she has Hess, who's amazing and on top of everything. And it was just awesome to see her there in the courtroom and working so closely with Mr. Bradle and Martha Coakley and all of them for this trial, knowing that, she's going right back in there. Oh, interesting. Emily. See, Emily always knows the details. Okay, Julie was law partners with Justin's attorney for nearly 20 years before recently going off on her own. So she will know how this attorney works. Fantastic. I love that for us. And we know Julie Hess. She's the one with the good hair. That's what Emily always says, and she does. She has wonderful hair. Also, like, really good style. She's a great attorney and also great hair. So that's gonna be interesting. I know for those of you who are going to that, please share all the details afterwards, because that's one we won't be able to see live or covered live or anything like that. So we'll want all the details of all these things. But it's gonna be interesting, that's for sure. If these same people testify, ultimately, we saw how credible Justin and his sister were in this trial. And, look, Michelle is going to be involved in the other one at some point down the road in family. Good luck to them. They're going to need it. Yes, Julie with the good hair. She definitely has good hair. Okay, Lori spoke to Julie. She's squared away and ready to go. So she's got her game face on. And so we have now all our full confidence in Julie and her team. What time is the court, the date and time? So the 14th, Lori, do you know what time that one is? And then the 23rd, I don't know if they even know yet. I'm sure they have an idea, but if Lori knows that, she will put it in the chat. Yeah, Lori's saying, talk about good hair. You got good hair. So if she would know, she would recognize good hair, it would be Emily. She has also very good hair. Okay, 9:00 is what she thinks for all of them. So yeah, so that's awesome. And I know I cannot wait to hear how it goes. I think everything is going to go in her favor, and I feel very confident about that. But it's going to be nice to finally hear that she's going to be able to hold that baby, and that baby is going to be. Can you imagine, just baby Caden being able to be held by his mom again? These things should have never taken place, and it's justice for both of them, because they were both ripped from each other's arms, and it's disgusting. So, but yes, so that is the fundraising that is going to be happening here in the next couple weeks. Neither of us could do this weekend. I have friends coming into town later on tonight, but we gonna keep on the fundraising. And I know that there is another fundraiser that is going to be tonight, and I wanted to give you guys that YouTube channel's handle. Let me get it. Okay, so Angie M from Rat House. She is one of the rats over there. She did one before, and she's a newer channel, so like you probably have not heard of her channel, but she's doing a fundraiser that's a dual fundraiser for Kelsey and for Aiden tonight on her channel, and it's at Angie M 1984. And I believe it's at 8:30 Eastern time. So if you guys want to go and donate to that, also I don't know what they're doing. I know last time they auctioned some stuff. Hello, Jen. I know they auctioned some stuff last time, but if you want to stop over there later tonight, okay, Emily's gonna be there as well. Emily, I'm gonna pop in at some point too. So that she's having some fun guests over there as well. And obviously this is something that she feels strongly about too, and is wanting to raise some funds for both Aiden and for Kelsey. Look at that. Lori's stopping by too, guys. This is the place to be after this. So yes, so stop in there and we will all be there at some point, and hopefully we can raise some money for Aiden and for Kelsey, and also show some support for a new channel, which we all like to do as well. Yes, so I'll read some comments. I know I was not really reading them so much at the beginning, but if I met you at court, let me just say you guys were all incredible, and I was so blessed to be able to meet all of you guys. I've heard Will talk about it for years now, how wonderful the Boston community is, and I was able to experience that firsthand. Everyone is so kind and welcoming, and it's really nice because we all are there for like the same reasons. We all feel very strongly about something. We're all passionate about something. And so it's like kind of like a one big family, and it really feels that way in person as well, not just on the YouTubes, and in the chats. It's really nice to see that in person as well. And so many of you guys were fantastic and just so kind. And there was people like, I think Gracie was her name, out there, and she was helping sell bracelets from her friend who I'm not sure her friend's name. I'm terrible with names, guys. I'm really good at faces. Terrible. Yes. Emily, if you're still here, can you put in the link to Angie's channel? Let me see. If you're not, I will type it out here. It is, I will give it to you again to correction on times. Oh, Lori has incoming announcements on times. And I will put that link. It's probably not a link. I don't know. Okay. Angie's stream, I believe. Let's make. Okay. So it's 8:30 Eastern time, 7:30 Central, which is my time. Okay. 4:14 at 8:30 for Kelsey's next hearing for the restraining order. So 8:30, not 9. And then Angie's channel, I don't think this is an actual link, but I'm going to type it out in the chat so you guys can look it up and subscribe and all that, so you'll get the notification. But it's tonight at 8:30. Okay, Angie M. Put it in the chat here. Angie M just Angie M 1984 is hers. And then for the 4/23 hearing, that one is at 10. So so a little different times, but we will be doing fundraisers too, and we'll remind you on those fundraisers as to the next hearings and times and all of that. So thank you so much, Lori. Lori knows all the things. 5/1 is a pretrial at 8:30. All dates are in Salem. So that will be an interesting one on 5/1. This one I did not know about yet. So again, you come here for all of the things, and we have breaking news here from Lori Mullins on her upcoming family court hearing. So that's a win-win. So yes, I know a lot of you were wanting to know about those because everyone is invested, and I think that was something that was awesome. Was like, yes, everyone was there for the criminal trial, but they were equally as invested in this family court matter and getting Caden back. So there we go, Jen O. You're amazing. Jen O, it looks like she put the direct link there in the chat to Angie's stream. Maybe it's a stream tonight, maybe. or her channel. Either way, you'll be able to find it, but it starts at 8:30 there. And guys, she only has 203 subs right now. So if you're here, go ahead and just subscribe to her. It's free. And she's doing great things. She's doing fundraisers. The second one, she had one a few weeks ago where she was auctioning off some things she had made. And she's just a kind person and cares about these matters as well. So go ahead and subscribe to her. Okay, awesome. Found her. Fantastic. And then she'll have some awesome guests on tonight. I'll be joining. Emily C will be there. Lori Mullins will be there. I know she invited some other ones. Don't know if who all is coming, but for sure, us three, because we're all here and we will be stopping in at some point. So, and then there'll be some other ones, I'm sure, as well. Last time she had some of the Rat House gang over there, like Mary B. So it'll be good. And okay, awesome. Mindy just subscribed. Yeah, Cynthia saying, getting Caden back. Oh, hang on. Oh, and it's Angie's birthday. That's right. That's why she's doing this. Thank you, Essie. What would I do without Emily? It is her birthday, so make sure to give her a happy birthday shout out when you join tonight. And so for her birthday, she's asking for the donations for 2 amazing causes. So, and Cynthia saying getting Caden back is the destination. The not guilty verdict was part of the journey. That's right, and I think that's what everybody, we realize this is a journey. It's going to take a minute, and now we have another stop in that journey, which is her gonna, suing the North Andover Police Department. So I am here for it. Awesome. Everyone's given her a sub. I'm sure she will greatly appreciate that. And we will see you over there tonight. Does anyone have any questions about my time in Boston? I'm sure that I forgot other little juicy nuggets that will pop in my brain later. And I'm like, oh, I forgot that. But when things are happening, especially that first day, with Justin there, with Courtney there, with Noonan, that was a day. I mean, there was so much going on and so much to take in. So it was kind of like that every day. And so it's definitely a lot to remember, but it was a great experience being there. And I know Jen saying you're touching me. You're touching me. Yeah, I know. I probably am. It was also like you could tell that Mr. Bradle and his team really appreciated the support too, because trials are long. Ask any attorney, you're exhausted after a trial. It's and I think that really meant a lot to Mr. Bradle and his team too, that they had so many supporters there for them as well, and it was awesome. It was for a trial, it was everyone was in really good spirits, and that was, due to the supporters there, keeping everybody like very motivated, positive. It was great to see. Oh, apparently if you say Lawrence in Boston, you might get beat up. Yeah, Lori, we had gotten our room and we didn't know that like apparently Lawrence was not the best the best location to stay, but fortunately like it was right there. So like obviously we didn't go out like at night walking around, but it was that was a fun little thing we found out after the fact, but it ended up being perfect and it was a very, very nice apartment. So more, and then let's see. Here we go. Boop. Where did I go? Here did I go? Okay. You can tell I have not been on the StreamYard in a minute, guys, and struggling even with the comments. Okay. Yes, Lori conferring it meant a lot to them and to Kelsey and her family. Yes. And they were so grateful. And that was something I knew about them, but then meeting them all in person, it just confirmed how amazing people they are, and they just really appreciate everything that anybody who's, even spoken out, shared something about Kelsey on Twitter, like they're just very grateful. And man, it's nothing helps people want to help you more than someone being actually grateful for it. And so it was just everyone could easily feel that from her family and from Kelsey. And it just means so much to them that people are coming together and supporting her. And even Kelsey's own words there after the press conference, like, you know, people, you guys believed in me and believed my story before she even could tell it. We could tell that something wasn't right. And we spoke up before we knew all of her story. And that meant a lot to her, obviously. And, it's awesome. And then I think Bradle stayed, she said, Timing Manor says, I think Bradle stayed permanently tired since Kelsey had to go back to jail. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yes. We love Mr. Bradle. He is such a kind man. Just so kind, so humble. And wise, but just no ego. I mean, he's just a great human. Courtney as well. Just we've heard Kelsey now talk about, what a support system she was, but the family also, feels just so grateful for Courtney. She is a paralegal, but 10 things, she does 10 other things. I mean, she is, may we all be so lucky to know someone like Courtney, because she goes above and beyond her job. And then they are very close now. So that's the type of friends that Kelsey needs. And no doubt she will have for life, in Kelsey and obviously Mr. Bradle as well. But look, you find out who your real friends are when you go through things like this. And I mean, not only did she find out, but the world found out about her friends. She should have never had to go through that in public, but because, Essex County, scumballs, we all saw the type of friends that she had in her corner who were not in her corner and never cared about Kelsey. Kelsey found out, but the world had to find out too. And, should have never happened, but beware, Michelle Mitchell, not a friend for you. And the other one, Curtina, whatever. She seems lovely, guys. If you want to, if you're so inclined, you could look up her TikTok. It's out there. It's out there. Yes, Lori's saying she loved being surrounded by all these strong women. Lori, the strongest. I mean, she's she's awesome. Lori is awesome. I think all you guys know that, but just being around Lori for that week was a delight every single time. And again, just she's so smart, but yet also so funny. And you don't have to, you can be serious about something without it, you getting down about it. You can also have fun and you can also take things seriously. And she's just, Lori Mullins is a fantastic human being. So just nothing but amazing things to say about her. Yeah, I wonder if the cops secretly hoped Kelsey would win. Timely Manor. I looked at Houston after the verdict was read, and I wondered that too. I wondered what he was thinking in that moment. Like, was there a part of him that was happy that was the outcome? And I don't know. Maybe we wondered that about him specifically. I think with Kelsey's interview, I love you right back, Lori. Friends for life for sure. I wonder specifically after Kelsey's interview, that Aiden did with her and her saying, he didn't seem like he was really was there, like he was saying it, but he didn't believe it kind of thing. I can't remember her exact words, but yeah, I think specifically about him because he was the one that was invited to her wedding and all of that. And if you haven't seen, I hadn't seen it. I'd heard about it, but I hadn't seen it because I was there all week. But Jess Machado played on her. So it was right at the end of Bunny After Dark this week. She played the clip of her actually approaching the officers. Hey. Oh, hello. J7 is here, and she has been talking about my teeth. You are too kind. I adore you. Thank you. Um, so Kelsey, not Kelsey, Jess posted on not posted. She played it on After Dark, on Bunny After Dark this week about when she went up to them. They were on the courthouse steps. This must have been right after, because I'm putting the pieces together. It must have been right after I entered and all of that took place. It must have been when the rest of them were still going in, and you hear and see Jess coming up and addressing specifically Houston, saying, "Were you ever Kelsey's friend, Houston?" And then he just like he goes in because he does it, and then her saying, she said something else. I can't remember what else, but it was nice to see because like we know like journalists, Aiden was the only one that actually asked questions, and so it was just awesome. I had heard about it, that it had happened at the courthouse, and I wasn't able to like go back and watch everyone's streams because we were doing like me and Lori and Maza. After like the day, we would come on Maza's show, and it was like the whole thing. So it was like courtroom, back home to like get some food, and then Maza's at night. So it was really hard to like see everyone's coverage from that week of people like I would normally be watching. And I had heard that Jess had like confronted them, and I was like, what? I need to see it. And so I still had not been able to see it. And so it was really cool to see it. So if you go back and watch the very end of Bunny After Dark, you'll see the recording of that, which was awesome. I'm like so glad she asked us questions, like they should feel uncomfortable being there. What an uncomfortable place for them to be. I mean, it's a fellow officer, and nobody, the media just lets them walk right by. You have all the cameras, and they don't say anything. Even after the verdict, they let Noonan walk by and didn't say anything. And Jay Walls here, ma'am. Oh, pulled up the wrong one, ma'am. I would rewatch it. However, I don't know how. I am not so great at the StreamYard yet. So you're going to have to go and give just the view and then look at it for yourself until I figure out a lot more of the things. So I'll get better at this at some point, guys. But I can tell I haven't been here for a week because I'm like was already struggling to like get comments that had already gone by. So yes, and Lori saying a lot of her life went by that week. Yeah, we were it was literally like the best sleep I had in so long because it was just a long day and I hadn't slept the first night that I had got there, I hadn't slept at all because I was up, and then TSA, I had to get there at 2 a.m. and it was so like the few hours that I got were amazing every night, and so it was great. Rhonda, you are also too kind. Also an amazing woman who always is here to support me and my new channel and all of that, Rhonda. Let's see. Jay Walsh just showering me with compliments. You are too kind. Zach, you should get implants. Well, you know what? Like, I didn't even have braces, so I can't take credit for any of it. Like, they're just like, look, I got like some other great things, not from my mom and dad, but I got good teeth from them. So we will be very thankful that I got good teeth. Now I have cavities because I have weak enamel, but they look nice. But there's cavities in there. So let's see. What is this? Let's see. Okay. So yeah, we had a very busy week, but it was a very wonderful week with the outcome that we wanted, right? So it was a wonderful time. Yes, Jess would help you and lots of other creators. Runkle has been known to help with tech issues. I can and also like I didn't know that Jess was doing the thing that she's doing, and so I messaged her. So like maybe the next time I'll get in to learn the StreamYard. But I think that is fantastic because it's overwhelming, and if you're not like a techie person, which I am not, that is not one of my things that I do well is not the tech stuff. I mean, I know very basic stuff, but not so it's just overwhelming. And if you don't have a lot of time to like dive into this, it's really overwhelming. Um, and Baker has been awesome. Also, Maza, I can, message them and they will help too, but I don't want to. I mean, they have lives and things. I don't want, I got to learn it for myself at some point. So, um, but yes, I know Jess is doing that to help other creators. So I think hopefully the next time I should be able to. Um Jess. Thank you, Lori. Yeah, I know how to get on here and do like minimal stuff. And I also like figured out it's weird what you do figure out is like I figured out how to make your name and color and the font. But then like this one didn't take the same I thought I made it for like all of them, but then this one didn't. So I don't know. And then I also one thing I figured out was how to put your logo at the top and like your cash app, but then I didn't know how to take it off. And now it's not there. So I'm like, okay, like I guess I'll have to read. I don't know. It's like you learn something 1 second, and then unless you're doing it every single like day or every other day, it's like you completely forget it again. Um, Yes, Baker and Mazda are great people. And that's the thing, it's like so many people, you can just tell that they genuinely care, and it's been awesome to see, you know, just them react to the stuff and more that comes out. And like I know Baker, he always felt that something was off, and then it's him being able to see it as it's happening, and then him get like more emotional and like care about it even more as it gets more obvious as stuff comes out. It's been a really cool process to watch, and just really good men. Um, let's see here. Yes, I know Emily. Emily will definitely help. But Emily she has a life. I'm like, I don't wanna bug her with these things, but, I need to do some more, and I need to do, like, a trial run where I'm like, "Come hang out if you're doing absolutely nothing, you have nothing else to do with your time." And then I will try to do, like, sharing my screen and all the things that I don't know how to do. But there's obviously, like, so much good content that it's like, I'm not gonna take up someone's time and away from other good shows that are doing actual things to do that. And Emily says, "Bug me anytime. I won't." I will get it. I need to just practice. I need to have some time to just do it. It's been a little nonstop, but, yes. Um, Look at that. I love Leah. Leah, hi. Leah's always someone that's here as well. Let's see. Oh, got side eyes. Jess, what's up, girl? Yes. So I feel like I missed so much content from that week because I was there and wasn't able to watch all the content. So I tried to watch a couple things, but it's just been nonstop this week. And I meant to get on here a little sooner than I did, but and then at some point, I think me and Emily will do a show um, together about this, but we'll wait till like more stuff comes out and stuff like that. Um, yes, Emily is fantastic. Like, and that was another person. Like, I already felt like I knew her, but then like in person, it was like I'd known her, you know, my whole life. She is fantastic. She's also hilarious. And just a very kind, sweet person who genuinely cares, like she came to the courthouse 2 days and it was very long drive after getting her son off and just someone who genuinely cares about Kelsey and about injustice and just an amazing human. And so again, I feel like so lucky to have met all of these people in person in real life and just have that, these bonds that you already felt like you really admired or liked people and you just vibe well with certain people, but then to be able to like actually hang out in real life, then that bond and that friendship gets even deeper. So it was just really cool to be able to meet Emily and like Lori and Maza and then all of you guys that I got to meet at the courtroom. And um it was really cool. So there was no place I'd rather have been, and so glad that I got to be there, for that week and see all of this, in person and meet everyone. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Side Eyes Jess. So I just felt very lucky to be able to get up there and to meet everyone, and it was just great being able to see that, her walk out of that courtroom vindicated and all of that. So, um, Rhonda, I did too. But hey, we will meet at some point at a later date. I know it. Leah, thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, listen, like there's so many little things that you pick up on being in a courtroom that you would never pick up on with the live stream. So I was waiting to share it with you guys, but this week has been crazy. And so I was like, you know what, I have a little bit of time, so I'm gonna go on and talk about it. And but I thought the little nuggets about, that even Chief Gray's officers were not fond of him were very very interesting, because I guess just I don't know anything about that area. I figured it was kind of like the boys club, and like he kind of took care of his own. So it was interesting for me as an outsider, just knowing that that is not necessarily the case, that a lot of these boys in the club are not exactly treated great, even by, if you're in that department. So that was interesting. But I didn't want to put that out there on text, or not text, on Twitter, because I don't know. I'm like, the officers are there. I'd wanted some more nuggets, and they were very open about, how they felt, and obviously talking fairly loud to where I could hear. So I'm like, I don't want them to be on to the fact that I caught that, if they're gonna not share stuff in the courtroom. So I was like, I'm not gonna tweet that. And then when I was like, I'll just do it on a show and all of that. So it was quite interesting. Yes, Lori, he is a doofus. He you know, he needs to step down. I mean, what a joke. What an absolute joke. And, if that's the case, that this guy had access to their social media 3 years later, what else is being swept, not taken care of at that department, that you have someone, I mean, come on. Like, the guy obviously felt comfortable enough to get on there and say that under that name. What a mess. I mean, and I was hearing a lot from people there that week about North Andover, like people much similar to like Canton, people didn't speak out a lot, and they felt like that was because it was North Andover. If it was another town or whatever with different politics and all of that, people might be more apt to speak out. Um, so yeah, I'm not so sure, but I mean, man, what a mess. I mean, that is very concerning. I mean, I wouldn't want the police anywhere near my home, and I wouldn't want the firefighters near my home. So, yeah, I did see that, Lori. So Kelsey's stepdad said it was a butt post. Oh God, yeah, and that's like what we were saying. All like North Andover is the new Canton, and it has not disappointed. It has not changed. We've been saying this for a while now, and they have continued to show that they are in fact the new Canton. So, it is quite scary. I enjoyed Massachusetts very much, but I'm also glad that I don't live there, because it's a little scary. Not that this stuff doesn't happen in other towns, because it does. It doesn't just happen in Massachusetts, but I think we've all seen, you know, we've all seen it so much up there. So I don't know. I'm glad that it just sounds like a very bad place to work, and it's the most worst, horrible thing that Kelsey could have been through, but at least she's not at that department anymore. Because it sounds like things go south there a lot. Um, and so I have no doubt she's going to be doing some amazing things in her life. And, but the most important thing right now is getting that baby back in her arms. should never have left in the first place. So, um, it's heartbreaking, but hopefully that will end this month and she will have a definite time when she will be able to have him back in her arms, and it will just, you know, it will go from there and she will get more and more time, and then it will eventually be back to had Justin just actually done the normal thing like any decent human and gone through the court system like everyone else does, then, custody will be 50-50 or whatever, and it will be like it should have been. But the fact that, you know, the fact that she had to do this and on so many levels is just disgusting. And she has a civil claim against him too if she feels the need to do that after this. I mean, she has been wronged by so many people, and it is good to see that she, felt comfortable enough to say like, I'm gonna sue, as she should. And very proudly, she none of that stuff should have happened. This is all on them, and that is something I've said from the beginning, and I believe with every ounce of my soul, this was on them. So, I'm very happy that she's gonna be suing that department and other things will be coming out. And but yeah, I mean, we're in it. We're in it until she doesn't need us anymore. And but she needs more funds because she has a lot of battles ahead of her. So we're gonna be there. Lori with a sweet comment. Yeah, I mean, it's look, if we have a platform and we can use it for good, that's what we should be doing. And that's a lot. It was wrong what was done to her. And that's my thing, is I will stand up for somebody in 2 seconds. And you guys did the rest with your funds and all of that. Everyone was just amazing. So it's a little family here. We have a great community, these other amazing creators like Emily. And I know Lori doesn't have a channel, but she feels like a creator to me because she's always there to support and always there to give her expertise. And Maza just completely blazing the way for anyone else to do fundraising and showing everyone what can be accomplished when you care about a case and you have a platform. So Maza just being the trailblazer that he is. And um Will, I mean, my God, he is the fundraiser daddy, literally raising 25K in an amazingly long stream, but still only one stream. And so, yeah, that's amazing. He's come on also with Maza, and just speaking up, using your voices. I mean, we have a really great community, and there are so many creators that genuinely care. Jess was there every day for the trial. She came up and wanted to cover it in person. Aiden getting all involved now with the trial. We have a really good community here, and Baker from freaking across the pond covering this, and Melanie. I mean, that's where a lot of people heard about this whole case, was from Melanie. And Melanie, I mean, my goodness, I can't say enough good things about her. And there's Kim coming on, and talking about this and from her nurse perspective of the postpartum and all the injuries. It takes an army to really be able to build support and to get everyone to really understand all the layers to this case. And yeah, look, Lori saying Melanie was her introduction to this case. Exactly. And she was my introduction to the Edwick Foss case, which I ended up going up for a couple days there. She is such a force and a queen of literally everything. She really does her research to find these cases for us, and it's amazing. And so and then whenever she covers it too, like she'll have a show that covers it about it, and people just go donate. Like, she doesn't even have to do the fundraisers. Like, people just go donate because they see her passion and see how much she feels about these cases, and they'll literally just go donate. It's amazing. Um, okay, Lori's saying here that it was the press conference with Melanie. I saw a post in Maine when they were on their way home. There was a report done that saw that because live on the border of New Hampshire, Maine, and Mass. Yeah, so everybody, kind of letting you know where they got introduced to this case, and now we're here, and we are. Hi, Courtney. Courtney's just popping in to say great work this week. Awesome, thanks, Courtney. Yeah, I mean, we've all, no matter where we heard it, we got attached to this case, and we felt strongly about it, and that led us to whether it's donating in a fundraiser, being on a fundraiser, doing our own fundraiser, doing the bracelets like Gracie was out there doing at court, and popcorn, Allison raising thousands of dollars with amazing popcorn, and everyone getting involved. The lady, I think it was Annie, maybe it was Annie. I'm so bad with names. Who did the beautiful quilt on Twitter, just doing something that they offer, that they bring to the table, and auctioning it off for Kelsey. I mean, everybody has gotten involved, and it's been a army, and it's been a huge loving community. And so it's just a really great, amazing thing to be a part of and to have seen it and all of that. So yeah, and Strains Credulity saying, "Hi, Courtney, you are appreciated and inspiration." Absolutely. Like, that's what I'm saying. Everyone gets involved and everyone brings something, and it takes a village, right? And what a village we have, and what a village we've created, and we're going to continue to create and help Kelsey fight and others fight. There's other people who are being wronged that we're going to start talking about very soon. I have a specific case in mind, so stay tuned for that. Let's see. Yeah, Rhonda's saying she also learned from this case from Melanie. Exactly. Melanie is such a leader, such a queen. And man, the cases I've been just inducted with Melanie have been so many. And the good she does for people just by doing her show every day is amazing. So it is wonderful. Yeah, it's a great place to be in. Exactly, Courtney. All right, guys. Well, we have about 5 minutes until the fundraiser that Angie M is having on her channel. So if you head over there, please like this video. And if you're not subscribed, please come subscribe. It is free. And it would help me out tremendously. And I know a lot of you are probably watching on X, but if you have not subscribed, please come over, like, and subscribe on YouTube. I going to be doing more shows where it's not being broadcast to Twitter because I need to get my views up. So that was one thing I've learned in the last little bit. They said that that's helpful. So we'll be trying that soon. But a lot of these cases I just wanted to get out, and like I want people to see it's not about the subscribers. It's more about like just getting it out there. So but I'm going to be focused a little bit more on doing stuff more just on YouTube and not on Twitter. Cause like once people are watching on Twitter, they're less likely to stop and go on YouTube. So therefore you don't get the views or all of that. So we'll be doing more in the future that are just broadcasted on YouTube. So Mindy, you are so welcome. Oh, let's see what this one. Okay, Bless Texas. I love watching defense stories during the trial because they had Judge Carol Erskine on. Did they see? This is what I missed. These are the things I missed from these amazing creators when I was up there that I didn't get to see. And she was wonderful at explaining things to give her input and option. That's amazing. See, I need to go back and watch. These are the things that I missed. So that's incredible. Well, obviously we all need to go check that out. I know she is someone who's not afraid to share her opinion and her expertise as a judge. So that's amazing. Lori, great to see you as always. Bless Texas, you are so welcome. Thank you for being here. I would just be talking to myself. So you guys are, you guys are the champions for being here. So, oh, what is this? Judge Erskine and I are teaming up. Stop it. You heard it here first. We listen, okay. Lori is breaking news all around about court dates I didn't even know existed. 5/1, Kelsey has a hearing. Now she's telling us she's teaming up with Judge Erskine. Stop it. She's doing great things, guys. Follow Lori on Twitter if you are not already. Lori Mullins. I'm sure all of you are, but if for some reason you're not, go follow. She is always posting something fantastic that you didn't know, and she puts it out in the community because she cares. So go follow her. Oh, Jen found me a few weeks ago and just subbed. Thank you, Jen. And we are so happy that you are here. We're going to have some more fundraisers coming up and also talking about some new cases that need our attention as well. So more to come, and also going to be learning more about the StreamYard that I don't know. So glad you're here. Yes, Mindy excited also about the news that Lori and Erskine are teaming up. I mean, talk about a powerhouse of strong women. That's fantastic. So again, bringing their power to change things, right? Like doing things that need to be done, reforming things. That's what it's all about, teamwork. So, Rhonda excited about it as well. Oh, hello, Tammy. Tammy is here. Well, anyone who's just joining, Angie M 1984 on YouTube has a new channel, and she's doing a fundraiser tonight for Kelsey and Aiden. It's a birthday stream fundraiser. I will be joining. Our amazing, adorable Emily C will be there at some point tonight, and the amazing Mullins Law, Lori, will also be stopping by. So if you want to head over there, give her a sub. She's a new channel. She's one of the chat rats. I also see her in Jess's chat a lot, and so give her a sub and a like for the stream and fundraiser that she's going to be doing, and we will see you over there momentarily. So I will say goodbye for now, but I'll see you in a few minutes. If I knew how to do it to where I sent you over to her channel, I would. Actually, if you guys want to hang for like a second, I think I have a thing of how to do it. Someone was kind enough to send it to me. So we will try to do that. If not, if I fail, you can go do it. But her YouTube is at Angie. So Angie M 1984. Hi, Mark. Good to see you, buddy. Okay, so I think you just go to, guys, I'm gonna walk you through it because I don't know either. So I think you go to your YouTube or StreamYard, YouTube Studio. Emily, if you're still here. Mark, you're so welcome. Thank you for always showing up. Like, this is another one of the OGs here in the Karen Reed movement and all of that, who has also been huge in the Kelsey and supporting Kelsey as well. Side eyes, I agree. 1984 was a great year. I'm assuming is that when you were born? That's when I was born. Shh, don't tell anyone. But it was a good year. Okay, click the stream you're in. Look at this. Emily C coming through always. Okay, click. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, Lori's no help. Hey, listen, Lori, I can't even. Okay, in YouTube Studio, customization. Okay, Emily, how do I get into YouTube Studio from here? Do I just do another tab? YouTube Studio. Is it an app on my computer? You don't know, but maybe. I don't know. Oh no. Wait, what? No. Why is it saying Emily was banned in their comments? Stop it. No. Why? How do I do that? Oh no. Emily, how do I do that? Emily C was banned and their comments were removed. Why? No. And now you can't even tell me how to undo it. Oh my god. Stop it right now. Oh my god. No. Oh my god. No. How do I undo that? Guys, help. Send help. Oh no. What is happening? Not my Emily. No. Um she texts me. Guys, this is embarrassing. I really need to take a class. Just help. Okay. Let's see. Emily, how do I unban you? Because that's ridiculous. Um she's crying laughing, she says. Okay. All right. At least she's not crying because I was about to cry. Oh my god. Okay, how do I unban you? Like for one first, because that's I don't know how I can even go back to that. Let's handle that first. That's stressing me out. um, how do I do that? Oh my god. I'm like, mm, okay. Uh, yeah, Mindy, I booted Emily. Like, this is the worst thing that could ever happen. What is going on? This is why I don't learn things because I'm like, I might boot someone. Like, I don't know. This is why I just stick to what I know. Um, okay. Okay. All right. We shall see. I know. Yes, Romy. Romy is also another lovely, beautiful lady I met up there at the courthouse. Romy, yes, if you're late, I booted Emily. I was trying she was walking me through um oh, you can do it from your phone. Okay. She's walking me through something with redirecting everyone, and then I accidentally banned her. And now I'm freaking out, and now she can't even tell me how to do it. And then I'm like, how do I get you back? So now she's texting me. This is why I just like watching people. Okay. Oh, Lori, yeah, you have to laugh. You gotta laugh. Okay, yes, I think I have. Ooh, I don't know if I have it on my. Let me find out. Let me find out. Okay, so let me see. YouTube app. YouTube Studio. I don't know. I will download it. I will do what I need to do. YouTube Studio. Oh, I do. Turns out I do have it. Okay, I'm opening it. Okay. How do we unban you, Emily? I need to handle that first. It's gonna stress me out. Uh oh, look. When you open your app, you find things out. I have 2,000 subscribers now. That is fantastic. Okay. Um, find out that stuff later. How do I unban Emily? That's what I need to know. Um, no, this did not happen. This did not happen. Okay. Yes, Romy. I know we're also lucky to have met Lori. It was great. Like it was awesome getting to meet Romy. She is fantastic. Um, okay. I have Okay, I have it. Let me tell Emily. I don't even know if she can hear me. Okay, yes, I have it. Didn't know. Okay. I don't even know, like, does it kick her out to where she can't even watch? I don't know. I have so many questions. Okay. Find Emily Z. I know that's the first matter of business. Then unban her. Yes. That's what we're doing. Okay, I can hear. Okay, she can hear me. That's good. All right. Oh, she's trying to figure out how to unblock me. Okay. But I can redirect you from there. Okay, but I want to unblock you because I'm stressing. Um, okay. Does anyone else know? Does anyone else have? Yeah, she just can't type B crumbs. Oh, this is what happens when you come to my house. I accidentally ban people. Oh my god. Oh, does anyone know? Do we know? Um, who else was it? Baker. He's probably night nights. He's probably night nights right now, so he can't help. Um, How was I not subscribed? I don't know, but thank you for checking. I think a lot of times you have to check because YouTube is doing the things where it unsubscribes you. And yeah, well, thank you, Leslie. And I am glad that you are now subscribed. Welcome. Where is Nurse Kim? Nurse Kim is at Fenway. I know. Wait, she showed her whole list one day and took the votes. She got it, guys. Okay, community at the bottom. Oh, okay. Where's community? Oh, on the YouTube's, on the studio or StreamYard. I knew Emily would figure it out. She's so smart. Okay. Okay. Let's see. How does B Crumbs knows too? Oh my goodness. I have such smart people here. I love it. Okay. Yes, Melissa's saying she got unsubscribed to channels. Yeah, so check out if y'all are subscribed, you guys. Okay. All right, community at the bottom. I'm gonna focus, guys. I'm focusing. And I'm not sure if it's. Please hold. I'm gonna see if it is on the YouTube Studio app or it is, guys. It's there. Community at the bottom. Okay. All right, Emily, I got it. Found it. Proceed. Everyone, go make sure you're already subscribed to her because she's fantastic. But if you're not subscribed to Emily, you're not following her, please do so. You will thank me later. I am so thirsty. All the banning of Emily's seed made me thirsty. Okay, so we are at community. Let's see. Oh, viewers, posts, community spotlight, content controls. Oh, is that where we go? Blocked words. I don't even have any of these. I don't know how to do any of this. Okay, actually, maybe not. I thought it was content controls. Oh, girl, if you don't know, I definitely don't know. Okay. Okay, we're all learning. She doesn't even go here, Meatball says. Oh no, B Crumbs said she looked it up. Okay. Actually, maybe not. All right, B Crumbs. Let's see. Oh, go to settings in your Google account. Wait, Google has to get involved? This is so complicated. Why do we have to involve Google? Okay. Emily's typing, guys. It's okay. Blocked user list. Yes, where is that? Is it in? I don't see that anywhere. There is a comments on new uploads, blocked words, viewers post, blocked link text. Okay, you have to do it on a new tab. Okay, it's fine, guys. I know how to do a new tab. That I do know. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see me because I'm on a new tab now. And okay. Okay, I'm back for a second. Okay, I froze. New tab. Okay, where do I go? Do I go to YouTube Studio on a new tab, Em? Settings. Okay, so I think that I do. Okay. Oh, settings community. New tab. YouTube Studio. Okay, I think I'm going to be frozen. So I'm going to freeze myself. YouTube Studio. See, guys, look at this. If you ever want to do a YouTube channel, you too can learn. Okay. Oh, is this what we need? This could be it. This could be it. And my computer is slow. Of course. All right. Channel dashboard. Okay. Then Emily said, okay. Settings, community. Ooh, settings. Okay. And then we are doing community. Community moderate. Okay, moderation users. Scroll down to hidden users. Oh my God, Emily is hidden. This is terrible. All right. Comments? Nope. Okay. Oh, wait. Scroll down to hidden users. Where is that though? I see nothing. Oh, well, I can add you here. Okay, good. I refound moderators, guys. I can add Emily C while I'm here because I didn't know how to get back to that. Please hold. Oh, wait. I probably have to unblock her before I add her, huh? Yeah, that's probably how it works. Okay. No, we don't want a welcome message. Content controls. Okay. So I see nothing. All right. I am in. Oh, wait. User management. Is that what I needed to go? Okay. Guys, this is so embarrassing. God bless you guys for still being here. Wait, what do you mean you're unblocked? I didn't do anything. How did this happen? How did I ban you but you're unblocked? I'm so confused. Okay. Wait. Scroll down to hidden user. I don't see hidden users. Oh god. Okay. Comments on. Okay. What is going on? I don't know. Okay, well, I'm gonna try to add you then. Okay. Let me see. That would be if I can add her, then that would be good, right? Like then she's not. I don't know. She said she's unblocked. I don't trust myself. Okay. Do we have to do an at? Emily C. Nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. I'm trying to add you as a moderator because I was gonna do that anyways, but I didn't know how to get back to it. But I don't. Nothing's popping up. Paste. Oh, wait. Paste your channel URL of a user to add as a standard moderator. Why was this not complicated before and now it is complicated? Let me go see. I don't know what's happening over here. Okay. Oh, listen. Okay. Okay. She's unblocked. How? Well, then why did it lie to me? Why did it lie to me? It said you were banned. Oh my God. Maybe I timed her out. Tammy, that is possible. But it said you were banned. What is happening? We are all very entertained. I'm glad because it's embarrassing. Oh God. Okay. Okay. So why is it not letting me add you as a moderator? I'm gonna have to go back and figure this out. Okay. Your URL. Also, why would I have your URL? Like, why all these other people I just typed in their name. Like, I did not. I know that. That would be too complicated for me to have easily done. So I know that didn't happen. Oh wait, things are happening. Okay. Okay. Oh, I found you. Oh, it's happening. Okay. Wait a second. Saved. Okay. Emily, comment now. Do you have a thingy? I tried to click your name in the chat, and that's why I accidentally banned you. Guys, what's going on? Mermaid. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Oh, she got the wrench. She got the wrench. Okay. Fantastic. Yeah, that would have been a smart idea. But I didn't have it. But wait, I don't think I could have invited her because I banned her. I don't know. Oh my God. No, Romy, you're not banned. I'm scared to touch anything now. Wow, what a roller coaster Friday night, guys. Whew. Okay. Oh my goodness. Try to force myself to get up. Okay, I'm so glad. That was my plan the whole time, guys. We did it. We got Emily C up And now she's ready to go to Angie M 1984. I will never forget her YouTube handle because I've had to say it so much. I know, timely manner. Wait, I clicked the wrong one. Okay, yeah, nobody puts Emily C in unwrenched corner. That's fantastic. Oh, goodness. Oh, wow. All right. She has risen. Wait, I got the wrong one. Hi, look at that. Yes. So fitting on this Easter weekend. She has risen. Okay. Oh, Mindy, you're too kind. I did not handle anything great. Okay, Emily is the real the real hero here. And I still don't know how she got unblocked or unblocked. I don't know. Carried a watermelon? Carried a watermelon. What a great movie that is. Emily, have you seen Dirty Dancing? We need to know, okay? Because if not, we need a girls' night to do that. I don't know how to stream it, but we'll figure it out, okay? Wait, what? Danny invited me to Rat House Discord server. Then you can get. Oh, he did, but I don't have Discord, so I got to do that. This week has been crazy. I think he did though. Emily, no, we have to tell Nurse Kim, and we have to do it. I don't know how to do it, but we're gonna watch it. That's a good one. That's a good one. Oh, see, look, Discord night in the making. Oh, Meatball's not happy with this. See? It's a good one. It's a really good one. Listen, there's a lot of movies I haven't seen either, but I'm not like a huge movie buff, but there's a few you gotta see. Gotta see them. Okay, Emily can help me with Discord. God knows I need it. Okay, because I don't know what I'm doing. I downloaded a long time ago, and then I was like, I don't know what I'm doing here, and I I just deleted it. So I just need to get back on it and then find out what the thing is. It's probably not that big of a deal. It's not StreamYard, so I can probably handle it. Oh my god. Okay. Look, so here, all right. We're gonna send you over to Angie. Look, guys, we have almost 300 people here. That to her is probably a huge number. So let's do that. Okay. All right. Let me figure out how to do it. Emily. I'm on it, guys. Emily, help me out. Okay. Okay. She started to send me this before I blocked her. And so let me see. Oh, my mom's calling. I'll have to call you back. Crisis. So we got a crisis. Okay. Um Oh, she was walking me through it on the comments, and I don't know. Okay. Emily? Okay, in the other tab, go to content. Yes. Okay, here I go. Content. Look at that. I found it so quick. This is happening. Okay, content. Then I will go back here to see what my Emily C is saying. All right. Oh, live, click the pencil for the stream, customize, and redirect at the bottom. Let me customize. Ooh, customization. Okay. Wait, there's something out of pencil. All right. Banner image. Nope. Sorry, guys. My cat is playing with its little thing and it's very loud. Pencil. See, no pencil. Okay. Guys, this is. Okay, wait. Hold on. Okay, live. Click the pencil for this stream. Oh wait, I messed it up. Okay. See you all at Angie's. Mindy said, "Peace out. I'm not waiting. I have no confidence." She's like, "I'll see you over there." Okay. And the other tab, go to content. All right. Wait, content. I went to customization. Look at that. I am an idiot. Okay. Content. Wait. Home. Maybe we'll just go home and then we'll start over. Okay. All right. We are doing it. Hopefully. Okay, content. I found it. Content. Then there's something about a pencil, right? All right. Live or pencil. Okay. And then we click this stream. All right. To go back and refresh. Live, click the pencil for this stream. Okay. Lives, maybe? Yes, look. Okay, we found it, and there's a pencil. Look at that. All right. Okay, and then we go to, I think, customization. And then let me go back and see what I do next. Okay, pencil comes up, and you hover over the stream thumbnail. Oh, wait, I didn't hover. Oh, boy. Okay. Oh, she's sending me pictures, guys. This is a good sign because oh goodness, what's happening? Lauren is trying to figure out. We're coming. We're coming, Angie. Okay. Okay, guys, just hang with me. We're almost there. Things are happening, and we're gonna send you over on a trip to Angie's house. Okay, stream over settings. Okay. Is there a redirect one? Live chat. Oh, she sent me a movie. This is gonna be helpful. Okay. Oh. Oh, yes. Okay. Yes, I did that. But do I hover or do I click on the pencil? Because I clicked on it and now I'm thinking maybe that I did not do the correct thing. Okay, let's see. Ooh. Maybe I'll go back to the pencil area. Oh, wait. Okay, if I hover, it says details. Okay. Click then customization on the right-hand side. After I hover or no? Oh. Okay, so if I click it, then do customization, I think is what she's saying for me to do. Yes. Okay, then customization. Got it. Okay. All right. I think I actually can't do it for sure now because I have no lives scheduled. That's okay. Okay. Customization and then oh, redirect. Guys, this has got to be it. Yes. Okay, search your videos. Oh, wait, no. I have to search for a video? Search videos from other channels. Okay, Emily, I have redirect, and then when you click on it, it says choose specific video, and it looks like it's just my YouTube. It doesn't, it's search videos. Maybe, okay, Kelsey Fitzsimmons. No, it's nothing's popping up. Okay, then that's not right. Okay. Maybe I'll just click on myself. Okay. Redirect. Oh god. It might redirect everyone to her for eternity. Okay. Okay, on the right side of the top. All right, so okay, we're just going to delete that. Okay, we're going to go to redirect, add, and then on the right side of the top. Oh, yes, this looks great. Okay, Angie. Okay, at Angie. Do you put that at Twitter? I mean, at YouTube? I don't know. We'll find out. Angie M. 1984. Yes. Oh, but why is it saying modify your search? Redirect privileges needed. Oh no. Okay, it says ask Angie M to add you to their live direct list in the community settings. Of course it does. Oh my god. No. Does Angie M know what she's doing more than me? That she knows how to get there? Oh god. Oh, Brit gal, I don't know. I don't come up with something because I have no Nurse Kim asked me this too, and I don't know what we call ourselves. Idiots, probably. I don't know. Oh god. But yes, that's a great question that we could figure out. Drop her a link and have everyone else click there. Okay. All right. Um, okay. Let me Yeah, I don't know about common sense. No common sense when it comes to anything tech related. It's terrifying. Okay. Oh wait, Emily's gonna tell her. Okay. All right. Maybe she knows how to do it real quick. If you know what you're doing, it probably won't take long, and then we can send all 300 people over there. Oh, fantastic. Okay. Things are now I'm in both chats trying to make it happen. Emily, she's a hero. Okay? She's a hero. And I banned her. Oh god. And my mom keeps calling. Hey mom, can I call you back? I'm on the live here. Okay. All right. Okay, bye. If my mom calls, she will keep calling until you answer, like just on repeat. Like she's like, oh. So we had to tell her. Okay. Um. Oh, I'm glad. Oh, yes, I feel like I can walk faster. Yes, exactly. I'm like, "Oh, this is why I didn't start a channel for a long time." Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. Like, it's great. Like, you can do all these things if you know how to do them. But, okay, maybe we all just go over. Let's take a field trip. Okay. Emily, do you have her direct link possibly? Because if I get it, it's gonna take me another 5 minutes. We are going on a field trip to Angie's house. Oh my goodness. Okay. What is the YouTube name? Oh, look at this. Look at this, guys. Okay. I will see you guys over there. I have to leave now too. I'm gonna go on her link and I forgot about that. Okay, field trip. See you guys over there. Thank you to the best teacher, Emily C. We love you. Bye. See you at Angie's house.